and for some reason it's not playing.
We can hear it.
That's weird.
I
I
hear
can't
the
hear it.
smooth jazz.
I can't hear it. Hold on. Let me check my sound settings.
I hear the Snoopy episode.
I see why. Hold on.
Ow. Ow.
You can do it, PB. Go, PB,
Do it
go!
slower.
No, I can't. It's not my thing. Ow. Why did I
I hate
start
to
doing
tell you,
this?
but everyone heard all of that.
Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. It's all because Purple made me do it.
I guess it's mandatory now for the obligatory, that's what she said.
Yeah.
Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Michael Scott joke. Greetings, everybody, and welcome. We are Crit Cats, and we've returned after a short hiatus to Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus. It has been a rocky road for our heroes. They started out planning an assassination, decided against it, and then had that information used against them to conscript them into the Flaming Fist, the military mercenary arm of Baldur's Gate. And in so doing, they were conscripted for the purpose of uncovering the reason behind the rash of murders committed by the Cult of the Dead Three. And while on assignment, they discovered that the High Overseer of the Holy Nation of Eltergard, Thavius Krieg, had sold all of his people into indentured servitude, and so the city of Elturel disappeared. Following the city, they've traveled now to the first layer of hell, to Avernus, in order to try to save everyone from a gruesome and grim fate. Upon arrival, they found that Duke Ulder Ravengard, head of the Flaming Fist, was in town on a diplomatic mission, and he took whatever guards he could find to proceed to the Grand Cemetery in order to try to locate the Helm of Torm's site, so that they could try to communicate with the god and figure out how to get the city out of hell. When they found him, they found a babbling abomination of a human being. Half of his words were in Abyssal and half of them were in Celestial, and they couldn't figure out what was wrong with him, so they pulled him back to the High Hall, and that is where we find our heroes now. The acolyte, Feria Jinx, who was acting as the steward of all of the refugees in Elturel beneath the High Hall, has been struck down, her life taken by a demonic spirit. And Francis's niece, Sarah, the new theologian, has stepped in to resume the chant. If this chant holds, and if Rhea Mantelmorn can hold on to the blade of the unnamed hero, they may be able to remove the helm from Duke Ulder Ravengard's head. And that is where we find ourselves. And so our combat begins at the top of the round with Vice.
I had to check again because I didn't think it's uncharacteristic for me to be first.
Yes, what were you thinking?
I know I had a plan going into this.
So where did we last see the wisps? Or the spirits?
Right next to Feria and Rhea.
Okay.
I get right up here. And how's Rhea looking at the moment?
On a scale of 1 to 58, she looks like about a 45. Also,
That's so.
when you pass through this area here, the air around you crackles.
Oh! Okay.
Somebody obviously put Rice Krispies on the floor.
It's the only logical explanation.
Actually, instead of being right there, I'm gonna change my positioning to right here. And I'm going to shake my keychains and cast Spirit Guardians.
Did you post the spell literature? I mean the spell description.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying.
No worries.
Finally, jeez.
There we go. Who do you designate to be unaffected by the spell?
The Grand Duke, Rhea, Sarah, and literally everybody else, except for the enemy. So,
You can't see them, so
uh,
they're impossible to designate. In any case,
You
also
can't-
Fairy is very dead. She had her soul sucked out by one of the demonic spirits.
I thought I said Sarah.
Oh, I thought you said Faria. My apologies. Okay. I believe that's all that happens. So in a 15-foot radius now, there's angelic spirits flitting around you, right?
Yeah,
Is that a fixed point or is it fixed on her?
It
fixed
follows
on
her.
me.
That's not quite right. Hold on.
So it's a 15-foot radius?
Correct.
Nice. Good move.
Great
So
spell.
about like that.
Looks about right.
Looks great. What do the spirits look like?
Uh,
Wasn't it Groundskeeper Willie a bunch last time?
just various holy symbols just flying around.
Is it like a laser light show on like a mountainside? They're just like spread all around you.
Kind of more like the K-pop wands.
are we BTS right now?
Oh my god. Yeah, but every so often you catch a glimpse of like a shield or like a fist or I don't know, like a triangle with an eye in it. Just like basic stuff.
The Illuminati.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay there. That'll be my turn.
Okay, then that brings it to Vargas.
Okay, so I'm gonna make my way over to. I can get like this far. These little legs. All right, I'm gonna move over to here. I'm gonna hold out my arm and say, "Sarah, take my hand if you want to live," and hold an action to cast a protection from evil and good. And yeah, that'll be my turn.
On what or on who?
Hmm?
You said cast
On Sarah.
So I'm holding it. So if she puts out her hand to bridge the distance, then I'll grab hers and cast it on her.
Okay, roger that. In response, she says, "I can't move from the altar," and she keeps chanting.
Oh well, never mind. On to Francis.
No, actually, not onto Francis, because at this time...
Yes.
The demonic spirits become visible again. Now, first thing they have to do is roll saving throws against spirit guardians, right? What is that, a wisdom save?
Good call.
Yeah.
14.
Yeah, wisdom save.
Yeah.
Okay, first the upper. That is a fail. Why don't you roll me some damage? Nice.
Wow.
One of the demonic spirits gets whapped in the face by a symbol with a sunburst on it, and it pops. The other one passes. So it takes no damage, right? No, honestly, it takes half. So roll me some damage, please.
Yep. Not terrible.
Not terrible, but not enough to down the demonic spirit. At which point, the demonic spirit is going to try to consume Rhea Mantlemorn's life. For a brief moment, it looks like Rhea's soul is going to get pulled out of her mouth the same way that Faria's was. But she grips onto the sword and her soul travels back into her body.
Metal.
There's expecto patronum.
Leviosa, not Leviosa.
And then the demonic spirit turns invisible.
That's a dick move.
At which point, this finally brings it around to Francis.
All right. Seeing his niece in trouble, potentially in trouble, Francis is going to move and dash to get right next to her right here. And that's it. On to Razzie. Rozzy.
I am going to. You don't know, you don't like it, you haven't tried it yet.
I don't know that move.
We're all
Sorry,
confused.
I was telling my son something. I'm
Yeah, I
going
don't
to
think that's in the
move
barbarian moveset.
to here.
She's
And
multi-class.
can I swing at the air where the demonic spirit was, just in case?
You certainly can.
Alright.
So roll me an attack with disadvantage.
16?
Pretty good, but not enough. You hit
Alright.
air. That's
Second
your
attack?
first attack.
Oh, that rolled on beyond. Can you see it though? I rolled it with disadvantage. It's a 14 anyway, it's a fail. Sorry, I thought that would work. It did not. You want me to re-roll or is that cool?
No, it's okay.
Alright.
Swing and a miss. Twice.
Yep, I end my turn.
So you grit your teeth and swing through the air and don't quite hit anything. You don't see the fact that it's dodging furiously to try to evade your blows.
All right.
I'm sorry, I don't have enough hands to play Dungeons & Dragons now.
Good kitty.
Who needs
There are
hands?
two of them.
All right. Yeah, Ned's gonna swing where he last saw the spirit. If I can remember how to. Yep. Disadvantage. 14, I'm assuming misses.
Yeah, you hit air.
And again. Ooh.
Lucky, don't scratch me.
22.
I need you to roll me a straight int.
This ought to be good.
Yeah, really. Oops, I hit the wrong thing.
You distinctly remember seeing the spirit that was there pop.
I might not be swinging at anything. But I certainly swung hard. So next, Vice.
That's what she said.
Well, it would be Rhea and Lulu, right?
Rhea is still holding the sword. Lulu's not really sure what to do. And so that brings it back to Vice.
Lulu, do something.
What do you want me to do?
Do some sort of celestial stuff.
She flaps her wings and hovers up and down and does a loop-de-loop and goes,
Oh, that's adorable.
Moral support? Alrighty. I'm going to I'm going to reach a hand over to Rhea, and I'm going to cast Cure Wounds at a 2nd level.
Damn. Nice
on a scale
roll.
of 1 to 58, she's definitely a 58.
Cool. I'll just give her a pat on the shoulder, be like, "You got this. Keep going."
All of her focus is still on this sword. It seems very hard to hold for some reason. There's some intense electrical rattling going on in between the sword and the helmet.
The fist symbol that I had mentioned earlier unravels, and it gives her a firm pat on the back.
She coughs gently.
You can do it.
Yeah. That'll be my turn.
All right. Varks will take a step over to here, get a nice wee line of sight on where that thing should appear, and hold an action to shoot a ray of frost at it when it appears.
Okay.
And yeah,
Nice.
that's the end of my turn.
Okay, then that brings it around to the demonic spirits. Or the one demonic spirit that remains. And it's going to need to make a wisdom save. And it fails. Roll me some damage, please.
I need to look less manic when things fail their saves. Ugh.
You did look pretty excited about that.
9.
It's 9 full damage, so.
333.
Alright, that was at the start of the turn, and because this thing is using its action while it's invisible to consume life, that's going to resolve first. That's going to break the invisibility. And then Vargas's Ray of Frost is going to go off.
Oh no.
Rhea Mantelmorn's soul gets sucked out of her mouth. And she falls to the ground. and the sword of the unnamed hero clatters to the floor. Vargas, go ahead and make your attack roll.
I made that attack roll. I shouldn't
That
have
misses.
gone
It
with this.
nimbly dodges
Yeah.
out of the way. It makes a little loop.
All right. Well, that sucks.
At which point, it turns invisible again. And that brings it to Francis. Now that the sword has clattered to the floor, the Duke's, I don't know what you call it, his painful moans, or originating from the pain inside his skull, have intensified.
I'm gonna run over, grab the sword, and hold it above Boulder Ravenguard.
Your niece leans over and says, "Make contact with the helmet," and she goes back to chanting.
I touch the tip
All of a sudden,
to the
feel
helmet.
That's what she
terrific
said.
electric current pass through you. First from the end of the sword, and then you can feel it down into your feet before long.
So would that be an action to do that?
It's going to consume all of your action economy to hold that sword.
Okay. All right, and that's the end of my turn.
I'm gonna swing at the empty air again next to me. What happened? Okay, what helm did his sword make contact with? Because I was
The
confused
Helm of
about that.
Torm's Sight.
Who's wearing that?
Duke Older
Duke Older Ravengard.
You're trying to perform an
Okay.
exorcism to
So
remove the
Francis
helmet.
is facing the other way. Yeah, so I'm gonna swing on that spirit.
Maybe before you do that, why don't you, actually, what's your passive perception?
10.
Yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't
She's
hit
a
anything.
barbarian. Okay. Wait. Yeah, with an 11. Okay. I
Still
got
don't
another
hit
11.
anything.
So here we are. We are chilling. Will I take attack of opportunity if I back up? I don't know. I'm gonna back up.
Nothing happens.
All right. I am my turn.
Gned.
Alright. I run around the back here 25 feet. And I'm going to hold an action to attack as soon as I see that thing pop into vision, pop into sight.
Okay. Then that brings it to the top of the round in Vice.
Okay. Lots happened in the last minute. Um, so Rhea is full dead, right?
She's dead.
Fuck.
I forgot something.
Matt, what's that?
That.
Never you mind.
Oh, it's the consume life.
Bitch,
Okay,
this
never
is
mind.
a kitty.
like to guiding bolt where I last saw the spirit, keeping in mind where I had felt the cold spot exactly, and yeah.
You know, you
Uh,
could just hold your action. Just saying.
Yeah, but that means I have to wait. Um, um, all right, fine. I'll hold a second level guiding bolt until I next see the spirit.
Okay.
Gotta zap it. That'll be my turn.
Been a hard choice between trying to take a shot now, but if you're gonna try a guiding bolt at my what's it called? Magic missile is probably not gonna be necessary. So instead I'll just try take a shot at it with good old firebolt. Nope.
Ooh,
Swing
Never
and a
mind.
miss.
Yep. On to the spirit.
The bolt travels definitely out a stained glass window into the air outside
Nice.
before it finally dissipates.
You hear somebody go, "Ow!"
That's stealthy. They'll never know we're in here now.
Ouch, that
Alright.
felt like a bolt of fire.
This thing is
In
now
hell?
going to move back into the Spirit Guardians area, so it's going to need to make a Wisdom saving throw. When you roll
See,
this damage.
he wasn't even there.
Higher than threes. Higher than threes. That's higher than threes.
At which
That'll
point
do.
it appears again and attempts to consume Francis's life.
Before it does, I do cast guiding bolt.
No, you don't, because
What?
it's casting while it's invisible, and so
Ah,
it's going to
right.
break it as it's invisible,
Gotcha.
and
Sorry.
then everything else goes off.
So Constitution save.
Yeah, I need a Constitution saving throw. Whew. You feel your soul start to slip out of your mouth, and you bite down and grit your teeth.
Get my soul out your fucking mouth.
And not out of mine. Okay. At this point, this is when everything happens. Ned, you said you were gonna take swings, is that right?
Indeed. Yes, indeedly.
Can we let it have the guiding bolt go first?
Ah, for crying out loud.
No, I think we're gonna resolve this in the order of
Okay.
the actions as they were reserved. So a 12
Yep.
is a miss.
Yep. Do I get both of my attacks?
Well, you're taking the attack action, right?
As a reaction. But
You have to
yes, I
spend
do
a
get
reaction
two.
to do it.
Yeah. Okay. That still doesn't. Oh, well, 17?
That actually does not hit.
Oh, I'm so useless.
It nimbly dodges out of the way more than once.
Well,
And
good
now
luck,
the guiding
Vice.
bolt goes off. Actually, wait. Yeah, the guiding bolt and then the firebolt, right?
Well, the firebolt already went off.
Oh,
Yeah, I
that's
already
right.
shot it.
That's
It
right.
went out the window. It hit the guy. It felt like a bolt of fire.
The window, the second story window. That one's
Get
not
out of
going
the
to do
way.
it.
Shoot down one of your holy symbols.
Oh,
At
that's
which
bad
point-
luck.
The demonic spirit goes invisible again.
This demonic spirit is demonic.
Francis, I assume you're just going to sit there and continue to hold the sword, right?
Yeah, would I be able to use my divine sense potentially to see where these guys are?
It's going to take all of your action economy to hold that sword in place. Movement included.
Just the tip, Francis.
Razi,
Yes.
can you come hold this for a second? I got an idea.
Can I do that? Yeah, I can do that. I have to wait till my turn, right?
So what I would want to do on her turn is hand her the sword and use my action to cast divine sense to figure out where these guys are.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that. The old switcheroo.
So then I'll hold that action to cast or to use divine sense until
So do I
Razi
have-
grabs it.
Yeah, I have to go where you are, right? Yeah. So
Mhm.
that movie token, Frankie.
So I would still be standing here. She could stand right here on this corner and still
Yeah.
perform.
It's
Okay.
a two-handed sword.
Alright.
It's long.
And that uses up my turn, right?
If you're going to grab the sword and hold it there, yes, it will take all of your action
Okay.
economy.
Got it.
But,
Okay.
Francis, as you activate your divine sense, you feel that there is only one of these spirits remaining, and it is to your south. Due south.
So I would know. I would know the location of it. Does that mean the exact location?
If it says location, then yeah, you know it's 15 feet south of you.
Okay. So as I hand it off to Razi, and I scan around me with the divine sense, I yell to everyone, it's about 15 feet south of me, right about here, and yell that to everyone. So I think it would be Ned's turn.
I'd let loose a ferocious roar that only a gnome fighter can do. And I'm assuming this is, yeah, disadvantage. So he's going to attack south of, yes, directly south of him.
Since I told him where the location is it still a
It is
disadvantage?
a disadvantage because it's invisible.
Okay.
Golly, I can't roll for anything today. Take that.
That one roll with disadvantage was going to be a 22, but there was nothing there.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean that's it. That's all I got. Base. I'm gonna step out of the way though.
I'm in a little bit of a pickle right now.
She's
Huh.
pickle vice.
I'm pickle vice. Ah.
Pickle vice.
One might call me a vice pick.
It's Captain Lucky.
This is why I have difficulty dungeon mastering.
Understandable.
When other people do other things on the internet with one hand, they're talking about something else.
Okay. I'm gonna throw a sacred flame at it.
You cannot see it.
At where the general location
Because it
is.
requires a saving throw, you can't see it. If it's an attack roll, you can make an attack roll against something that you can't see with disadvantage. If it requires a saving throw, there's just no way to do it.
There's not a lot I can do here. God.
You could take the team's mantle of team cheerleader and help Francis.
Yeah.
Like
It.
Vargas was in the old days.
Uh, hmm.
You can't. Yeah, that's a good point because that thing's hard to hit.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll give the help action to. Wait, but I'm not close enough, am I?
I mean,
I'd have to move.
You do have movement.
I know. I'm worried that if I move too far, then I'm gonna offset a lot of stuff. Oh, wait! Francis and Rozzy are on top of each other. I didn't see that.
Yeah, we're right next to each other.
Yeah, I'll give Francis the help action. So, go for it, man. And I'll stay put. And, yeah, it'll be my turn.
Alright, I'll put an end to this. And I'll move over to here. Let's see. Yeah, this will do. And I'll hold the, what's it called? A level 2 magic missile for when it appears. Yep, that's the end of my turn.
Okay. I'm sure we all know what's going to happen now.
Wisdom save, sucky.
No, this thing is not moving
You
back
gotta
into
say
that.
it like that?
Ned, I need a Constitution saving throw.
And you get to add 3 to it.
I mean, do you really need one? So that's 22.
Actually, it's probably more than that because the eyes on your shield light up when that happens. Vargas, go ahead and... Actually, the minimum damage is going to be enough. It doesn't really matter, but go ahead and roll damage for fun anyway.
Alright.
Is that
Yep,
12
the
points?
she blows. Yep, that's 12.
A bevy of magical bolts strike the demonic spirit, and it too pops.
Blink.
The chanting continues for a few more moments, but before long, the chant comes to an end. The sword in Francis's hands stops rattling with electricity.
It's in Rozzy's hands now.
Oh, that's right. The sword that's in Rozzy's hands stops rattling with electricity. And the helm of Torm's sight, very loosely and very slowly, falls off Duke Ulder Ravengard's head.
Hey,
He's currently
Francis,
unconscious.
Rozzy, I'll give you 5 gold pieces to put that helmet on.
Got me fucked up, Ned.
I assume we're out of
Yeah.
combat at this point?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that reminds me.
I'm gonna immediately just like I'll just I'm gonna drop to my knees and I'm gonna grab Rhea and just in this like quiet desperation just start like praying vaguely in Celestial.
Roll me a perception check.
Great at those.
Ooh, wow.
I'm great at those.
Are you still
But did
carrying
you-
diamonds? Did you never procure those?
You should.
We procured some. I don't think I have them on my person. I think somebody else is holding them.
I think you're holding them.
Yeah, I
Oh.
think you
Pretty
are.
sure you're holding them.
Okay. In that
And,
case, yes, I'm holding them.
From the pouch that they're in, there's very briefly, but for just an instant, there's a little shimmer of light.
I'm still praying furiously over Rhea's body. Just. It's fairly incoherent, both to anyone who does not speak Celestial, and in Celestial, it barely makes sense. It's just a jumble of like, don't die, bring her back, and not today, Satan, stuff like that.
Post-traumatic stress disorder or gibberish.
Kind of just. I just watched this woman die in front of me, in addition to another woman who's like,
Kind of in your profession.
yeah, I'm not thrilled about the circumstances at the moment.
That elbows Vargas. She didn't throw up. That's progress.
Hey, you get a little more comfortable with this over time.
Do you say that loud enough she can hear it?
Yeah.
I start
right
sobbing
next
in
to her.
Celestial.
I think you have to make a Constitution saving throw now.
I'll do it.
Oh
Even
my
if you
gosh.
Throw up on Rhea.
I throw up a
Well,
little bit, yeah.
You get +3 to that.
Does anyone else notice her glowing diamonds?
They just glinted for a second, they're just catching the little bit of light that leaked in and
Isn't that
Refracted
ingredient in a like
They're not
life
glowing.
restoring spell?
It is an ingredient in Revivify,
Yeah.
which I would have used as soon as possible if I had any third level spell slots.
Ouch.
Hey,
Yeah.
Vice, the diamonds kind of glowed. Is that normal?
What are you talking about?
diamonds shimmer because they refract
sh-
light that have a very high refractive index. And so a lot of light doesn't bounce out in one place all at once.
Oh, you got the physics professor talking about light refraction. We're gonna be here for.
That's it. I'm done.
I walk
Yes.
over towards Sarah and put my arm around her shoulder.
She like leans up against you. You can
Uh,
tell
or-
she's fighting back tears.
I start to. I bring her in for a hug.
She gives you a big old hug, buries her face in your armor.
That's okay. I'm having a touching moment. You guys go do whatever you want.
Alright, well, prestidigitation still works, right? It doesn't change the taste of water and food, but I can still clean things, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm gonna clean up Rhea now that she's got throw up all over her. And
Okay.
yeah, I guess I'll pick her up. I'll look at Ned. You grab the other one, that Duke. Let's take him down. Maybe we can do something in the crypt.
The Duke's alive, right?
The Duke is alive.
Yeah,
He's
he's alive.
currently unconscious on the altar.
I
You
think he
mean,
was referring to the other dead woman.
You mean Fira?
The other dead woman.
Feria?
Oh,
I'll
Fairy
grab
is dead.
Feria.
Fairy is very
I'll
dead.
grab-
She had her soul
grab-
removed.
I'll grab Feria and follow Vargas.
So you want to go back down into the catacombs, is what I'm hearing?
Yep. No better place with dead bodies.
He's got a point.
You're not wrong.
I'm not necessarily gonna follow everybody immediately. I'm just gonna sit there in silence, just like weeping a little bit. And then eventually I'll get up. But
Alright, Vice, grab the crown when you're coming after us.
I have a feeling Vice will never not have Revivify prepped from this moment on.
That's why I tried to get you guys to buy diamonds.
We had diamonds. And I
Yeah, that
figured
was
if
not a
the
mistake.
DM is calling attention to the diamonds that she had, maybe he's gonna let a special casting of Revivify, but nobody tried it.
Too late now, more than 60 seconds has passed.
Well, no one else that was up there knows the spell.
No.
Right?
Nope.
Yeah.
Negative.
so I don't know what. I'm weeping. I'm grieving. A child just died in front of me. I'm not
she was
coherent.
She's a pretty tough child.
She's a
was still
child
just a teenager.
still.
So we bring him down into the catacombs.
Yeah, I'm just following Vargas.
Yep. Let's see. Suppose I dumped the body, I don't know. Wait, who did I take? Oh yeah, I took Rhea, that's right. Yeah, I'll put her down somewhere around there. Then I guess I'll look out to the crowds that have amassed here. Can anyone cast Revivify?
They look at
We
you
got
like,
dead.
what cast? What do you mean?
Have we got any mages down here?
Priests. Any priests?
Vice
Any
is gonna,
healers?
Vice is
Druids,
gonna
healers?
weakly attempt the ritual for Revivify.
I-
Knowing full well it probably won't work.
Well, there's a spell time limit. It's
Yeah.
1 minute after the person's dead, and also you did not have the spell prepared.
What? Oh, I have it.
Oh, she does.
Oh,
I do.
So, what, are you just out of 3rd level spell slots?
Yeah, I'm out of all spell slots. That's why I used a cantrip.
Ouch.
Well,
The DM's just sitting here like,
It
how
sucks.
can I save Rhea? I can't.
As we come back downstairs, I'll help Vargas with Rhea and bring her over towards the fountains over here. And as we lay her on the ground next to it, I'll start uttering some prayers underneath my breath towards Poseidon, cup my hands in the water, and then pour them over her head, not waterboarding, pouring it over her forehead, drawing various different symbols towards Poseidon on her, and saying some prayers underneath my breath.
As the holy water washes most of the symbols away, as you're drawing them, the only one that stays behind is the trident right in the middle of her forehead.
And as I step away, I'll say quietly under my breath, thank you, Rhea, for all you've done. We owe our lives to you, and I'll walk away.
well, I guess I'll pick her back up again and move her to one of these alcoves where she can kind of be a rest.
I'll put Feria in a neighboring adjacent one.
In the same alcove, or?
Well, is there room in the same alcove?
I
don't want to crowd them.
You mean like over
Yeah, but it
here,
looks
or
like
where
there's
she
room.
was before, or?
Like I said, I'm kind of following Vargas, so wherever he's putting Rhea is where I would put Feria.
Okay.
Well, mission accomplished.
Is Older Ravengard still unconscious?
He is currently unconscious still, yes.
Alright. I don't have anything that could bring him back right now. Maybe it's best if we take a rest. Maybe reassess things in the morning.
Okay.
You're not wrong.
Lulu flits down next to Vice, and as she's still crying, Lulu comes to rest, like on her head, on her crown, and starts crying too. At that point, Harkina, Sarah, and Trevik are trying to go about making funeral preparations for Rhea and Feria Jinx.
I'm gonna take one of my daggers and lay it on Rhea's chest and just send a prayer up to Ilnaval, the War Maker, because she was such a great warrior, to guide her wherever it is she's going.
The dagger somehow slips its way into her hand without your assistance. And at that point, Ned, you feel a tug on the back of your leg, on your armor.
Oh, I look. What's that?
The Duke is trying to bring himself up to his feet.
Hey, guys, we got a live one here.
He looks incredibly disoriented.
I'll give him a
kinda-
hand.
Help him up and sit him on one of the things
Coffins.
over here. One of the coffins, sarcophagi.
As he looks at you, as you sit him down on top of this coffin, this sarcophagus, he kind of looks at you, but he kind of looks through you, like he's not able to focus his eyes properly. But you can see that his motor skills are slowly starting to return. He's almost figured out how to sit up straight. He's starting to close and open his hand.
Can I give him
buddy.
a drink of
Hey.
water?
As you hand him your water skin, you can see around his lips that he's incredibly parched. He's got to be very dehydrated. And as he starts to sip it, he spills a little bit on his face, and then it looks like life rushes back into him, and he starts to drink greedily from the water skin.
Whoa,
Don't
whoa,
gulp.
whoa, slow down there. You don't want to make
Don't
yourself
gulp.
sick.
He coughs a little bit, and he says, I don't think I've had any water to drink for probably at least 2 days.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, so is writhing around on a floor with a helmet on your head that's forcing you into a mental battle between a god and a demon lord.
Sounds like you did
And
okay.
So
Sounds
is
like you did
rescuing the
okay.
person
How
who
did I
has
get
it.
back here? What happened? Where are all the soldiers that I took with me?
We paid a heavy price.
Well, we didn't find any soldiers with you, that's for sure.
You did. They were all dead in the water.
Well, no living soldiers, that is.
Heavy price.
Yeah, your soldiers are dead. We lost 2 in the ceremony getting you back. I hope you're worth it.
No one person is worth that many lives.
Well, at least hopefully the crown is, because we got that off you too.
Speaking of the crown, can I quick retcon and say that I grabbed it before heading down? Because I don't think anybody established whether or not we grabbed it.
Yeah,
We definitely.
Oh, I
would've
told
grabbed
you to grab it.
Oh yeah. In that case, yeah, I'm holding that in my lap as I'm sitting in front of the fountain. I'm also probably a little bit grumpy with Torm in my prayers.
I'm sure he probably understands.
So what's the story? How'd you get that thing on your head, and what was it doing to you?
I put it on. I figured that if anyone was going to have to sacrifice their lives in order to try to make contact with Torm, it should probably be me. Ranking officers have to go down first.
Sounds highly
But it was not as expected.
unstrategic.
It seems that there was some sort of supernatural rift where this conduit to talk to Torm should be. Did you encounter any Minotaur-like resistance?
Yes.
That means Baphomet was still involved. I could feel him coursing through my brain. Not an
Oh, that's
experience I'd
good.
ever like to repeat.
Ned nods. Yeah, Baphomet. Yeah, makes sense.
All right. Well, do you have any idea how it can be used safely?
I don't think it can. It's been corrupted. As long as it's on this plane, as long as we're still here in Avernus, there is no way anyone's using that helm to talk to Torm.
Wonderful. Well, we did manage to purge an altar not that long ago. Perhaps the same could be done with the crown.
I don't think so. However, I did have a vision while I was possessed by the crown.
All right. Well, go
They
on.
were clouded. They were warped. This demonic presence made everything very difficult to see. But I did see some things that I'm absolutely sure of. I saw a bloodied woman in armor, a soldier wearing the colors and crest of Elturel, grasping a longsword fit for an angel. Fresh blood streamed from a nasty cut on her cheek. Flying next to her was a small golden elephant with rapidly fluttering wings. As an enormous loping demon threatened to devour the woman, she plunged the sword into the ground while the winged elephant made a trumpet sound with its trunk. The demon was hurled back as an alabaster palace rose up and around the sword. The winged elephant fled and took to the red sky of Avernus, where it watched as a bloody scab grew up from the ground to engulf the palace and the enormous demon. From then, it seemed to me that the winged elephant fled and wandered in a delirium before coming upon two odd bird-like humanoids dressed in patchwork armor, standing next to some sort of strange infernal vehicle. They were equipped with odd weapons and tools.
Huh. You clearly need to drink more water. I'll be right back.
At the sound of the golden elephant, I would start heading over towards Lulu. Hey, Lulu.
Yes?
Older Raven Guard's up and talking. He mentioned seeing something in a dream about a warrior from Elturel with a sword and then a golden elephant. There was a sword plunged into the ground, which created this fortress around them, and then the golden elephant flitted up towards the sky.
About halfway through that, she just kind of goes, "What?" And her ears perk up and she flutters off towards Raven Guard.
I'll follow.
Having filled up some flasks, I'll return to hand him another one.
As she rounds the corner, older Raven Guard points to Lulu and says, That's the golden elephant." And Lulu responds with,
He gives really good hugs.
Older Raven Guard then begins to recount parts of the story. And as she does so, Lulu adds just a little bit of commentary this time. when older Ravengard gets to the part about the woman standing next to a golden elephant with rapidly fluttering wings, she flaps her wings rapidly. When he gets to the bit about the winged elephant making a trumpet sound, she rears her trunk back and goes. And when the demon gets hurled back by the alabaster palace, wrapping itself up around the sword, a glazed look closes in over Lulu's eyes, and she starts to look distant. She doesn't flap her wings anymore. She just kind of gently comes to rest on the sarcophagus.
So Lulu was just our Foley artist for that story.
And she says in a very grim voice,
Method acting.
I lost my memory.
Where'd you lose it, Lulu? How'd you lose it, Lulu?
And her wings close over her face like hands, and she starts to cry.
What's the last thing you remember? I mean, besides this.
Shut up, Ned.
You know what I mean. What?
Sobbing now.
I'm gonna grab Ned by the collar and just drag him over here.
What? She lost it. Look, she needs to remember.
You're being dragged.
I'll grab Lulu, give her a bit of a hug, cause my wand, I don't know, I'm starting to feel it a little more. Oh no. Don't, little one, it's alright, it'll come back. Yeah, almost done.
When you pick her up to hug her, it's like hugging an oversized teddy bear. And her trunk kind of just like lazily drops over your shoulder. And as she's crying, she's like snotting a little bit. It's oozing kind of out of her trunk and kind of a little bit out of her mouth. And you're sure it doesn't taste this way, but it kind of smells like honey.
Ew. Hey, Rozzy, wait, I got an idea. Hey, Duke, come here for a minute. Let me see if this looks recognizable. And I show him Rhea. Is that the girl from your vision?
He's currently unable to move from the sarcophagus.
Even with my help?
I mean, if you want to try and carry him, maybe. But he wants to sit down. He's still trying to get his bearings.
Drag him.
Not sure I want to carry the dead body of Rhea over to him. That's a little weird.
Duke across the stone floor to show him the dead body. Look!
I was more thinking Ned picks up Duke Older Ravengard and just starts singing, "Love lift us up where we belong."
He could sit on my shoulders. I'll
it's
give him
slow
a
motion
piggyback ride.
with like the little haze filter.
I'm picturing like a scene where he spins with the Duke, holding him up like a cat underneath his armpits.
Well, Francis, you get where I'm going with this, right? We need to find out if Rhea's the girl in his vision.
I understand. Here, Ned, see if you can get underneath.
Conversing amongst yourselves about this, Lulu kind of comes out of her crying, sobbing fit for a moment, and she says, "No, the Duke means Zariel. I remember helping one of the Hell Riders plant Zariel's sword in the ground and raise an impenetrable fortress around it."
Oh, this happened in the past?
It did.
So,
at that point, Older Ravengard says, "That means the sword must be the key to releasing Elturel from its fate." And Lulu says, "That's right, it's the only way."
This sword, did you get a good look at it? Can you describe it to us so we know what we're looking for?
It is angelic, celestial in nature. It's unmistakable.
At the mention of the sword, I assume there's some amount of echoing with the acoustics in this place, so I can distantly hear.
Whenever you feel like it.
Awesome. I'm gonna speak up and around the corner, if I can select the correct thing. I've seen it before. The sword.
Where?
Target.
It was on sale.
It was a Kmart Blue Special. Blue Light Special.
It's hard to explain without sounding a little bit absurd, but I know what it looks like.
Okay.
I mean, we all know what swords look like.
Older Ravengard pipes up at that point and says, "So that's what this vision meant. Torm is trying to tell us what we need to do in order to try to save Elturel. We have to find this sword. But the one thing that I don't get was, why did I see these bird people?" And at that point, Lulu releases herself from hugging Vargas and excitedly starts to flap her wings. And as she hovers up and down, she says, "Oh, I remember meeting some bird folk. Their names were Chukka and Clonk. And yeah, I guess they kind of did have weird stuff. Something called a wrench, and then weird-looking hammers. One of them had a really, really big hammer, and it was glowing with that yucky fire stuff, that infernal fire. And the other one had a really, really big, long spear. I think it was made out of silver.
All right.
They,
Thank you, Lulu.
they took me to a junkyard where they built stuff with wheels on it. I don't know.
Do you know where we may be able to find them now?
Ooh! And then she takes off, flying at full speed down the secret passage, out to the escape hatch out of the bottom of the high hall.
I immediately run after her.
You can't catch her; she's way too fast, and she takes off into the sky.
That's I guess we'll see her when we see her, right? I mean, jeez.
I'm pretty sure we need her. Don't we?
She'll be right. She'll be
has to
back.
I'll shout after her. Wait up! Lulu!
She doesn't wait; she's gone.
Rude.
By the way, after that little run-in we had with that, whatever it was, that shape-shifting blacksmith or whatever, we probably should keep an eye out for, maybe anything strange that comes this way.
Ravengard looks at you and says, "Friend, everything here is going to be strange."
Right, but it's coming this way, so, well, probably coming this way. Just something to keep an eye out for, because, probably don't want that mixing with the civilians.
Probably not. But just remember that everything down here is not going to be as it seems.
Duke
Well-
Ravengard, are you suggesting that we kill every person in this temple?
He looks at
Vice
you
is gonna turn the
completely
corner and vomit.
dumbfounded.
Well, you said
No.
everything is never mind.
Never mind that. That's alright. That's alright.
The Duke
Alright,
looks
well,
at Vargas and Francis, because you're standing over there, and he kind of nods his head at Ned. Is he always like this?
he's got a
I
good
mean,
heart.
He has good intentions.
Choking back bile in her throat, Vice is gonna reapproach the conversation. Yes, he's usually like this.
Usually a little worse, actually.
Look, I wasn't gonna do it. I was appalled that you were suggesting it. Is all. That's all I was saying.
Why? In what sane world? Why?
He just looks even more incredulously at Ned.
Look, he sat right there and said, "Don't trust anybody or anything." And then we got all these people in this room. How else am I? You know what? You guys figure it out. And I go and sit down.
Screw you guys, I'm going home.
I think this is something that we should try and figure out after we've gotten some rest. So.
At that point, you hear the faint beating of tiny wings.
Oh my god, I thought you were going to throw another demon at us.
Well, he didn't tell us what the tiny wings were.
Yeah,
no.
it's 50 imps. Everyone roll initiative.
No.
TPK.
Just kill the town at this point. We can't save it.
We're done.
Lulu flies back up the tunnel and she says, I found it! I found the graveyard! Oh, I'm sorry, the junkyard. I know where it is. It's not that far, but we have to go all the way down to the ground to get there.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah!
Like, where the big scaries and the little scaries and the medium scaries are fighting the other big scaries and little scaries and medium scaries?
No, the other direction.
Aren't they
10
all
miles from here?
Huh. Well, how do you suggest that we get there? We can't exactly ride you as a chariot.
She just shrugs.
Of course.
Suggestion of going down to the ground causes Vice to just freeze, look between Lulu and every other member of the party, and then just look at the ground, turn around, and then vomit somehow whatever the hell else remains in her stomach.
Boy,
Well,
it's getting
I mean-
messy in here.
I can get us some of the way.
Man.
I mean, if we're falling, we can fall down, but I don't know if I can take us all the way down.
The falling's not that bad. It's
It
just
sounds like an easy way to.
hitting the ground that's the problem.
It's not the fault.
Well, we don't really have to worry about the whole hitting the ground thing if it's within a certain distance. I mean,
What I mean is, if we all fall together, and you cast your spell
mhm.
before we hit the ground, then you don't have to cast it as soon as we start falling.
You're not wrong there. You're not wrong.
See?
That could
See?
work, but that timing would be very
We just have
very
to
precise.
keep hold of each other. See, listen, I'm not that stupid.
Yeah, I mean, you're not terribly stupid. You know, you just have your
And
moment of
Ned-
different connections.
Ned sits there like super proud of himself for figuring that out.
So, Ned, your idea is base jumping and at the last second hoping that this spell goes off and we're able to just not die from the impact.
Well, it doesn't have to be, final moments. We could fall for about a minute or so.
You hear that? You hear that, Vargas? Sounds like he doesn't have much faith in you.
It's not
Well,
so
I
much
mean-
that I don't have faith in you, it's that you're telling us to jump without anything to slow us down until Vargas casts this spell.
He can cast it really fast. I've seen him do
Let
it.
me rephrase this. I'm used to being in water. If you are telling me to fall with nothing there to slow me down until the last second, I might piss myself.
Well, I can clean you up after if you're that worried about it, just like I've been cleaning Weiss.
Just FYI, you can fall 500 feet in about 6 seconds.
So I guess...
You gain
Wait, what?
momentum.
And about how far down is it from where we are to the
About
ground?
1,000.
So it'd be so you could cast it on us before we even jump, and it would last long enough for us to.
Well, it's 60 feet. 60 feet is like how far we can fall slowly.
Oh, so okay.
But so out of character, it's a reaction spell. It's not an action spell. So
Yeah.
he can do it. He could cast it, like right before we hit, since it's a reaction.
That's true.
Oh.
Is there any other way of getting down there?
Not so efficient. I mean, it's just one spell
And what's the area?
on the spell.
Yeah. How close do we have to be to each other?
60 feet.
And that's everybody? You can get everybody?
Up to
That would be
5
hor-
falling creatures. So yeah, 5 of us. Yeah.
That'd be horrible if it was like, no, up to 4 falling creatures.
Is it only the 5 of us? What about older Ravenguard?
Oh,
The Duke
what
says,
was it?
my place is here. Someone has to defend what's left of this city from the undead and the demons and devils that roam the streets.
All right.
Well,
Well,
I don't-
just
No one's really going to believe in here, I don't suppose. I mean, you got water, there's still a bit of food left. You won't be needing to go
There's
out for
not
a while.
lot. I'm gonna have to go and try and forage for a lot of people here, but we'll survive.
Well, I mean, there's plenty of meat around, but last resort, as they say. Friends and food become a fine line, but never mind about that. Let's you do what you need to do, and I suppose we should probably head out after we've taken some rest.
Vice vomits again.
I'm
Yeah,
just gonna
Vargas'
start cleaning
shoes.
her and her immediate area up, because I'm sure there's a mess here.
if we fall from this tunnel that's down there, and we do this plan, aren't we just landing in the middle of a civil war down below?
Well, we should definitely choose where are we going to land. Shouldn't just jump off the edge and hope.
Well, how do you reckon we're going to steer?
Oh, there's no steering. We need to look and see where the least amount of bloodshed is concentrated if we're going this way.
Lulu, would you mind if we walk down this tunnel, just pointing me in the direction where this junkyard is?
Oh, you can't see it from the tunnel. The tunnel's facing the wrong way.
Oh, okay. So we probably
It's
have
on
to
the
go
other
to.
side of the river.
So would it be possible then to go out topside here, over towards the end, and then jump off from there?
I don't know. Maybe you guys could go have a look.
Yeah.
I mean,
Maybe
I don't know about you guys, but I'm a little tired. I could maybe do this tomorrow.
Yeah, I was gonna
Agreed.
say, just throwing this out there, we could take a night's sleep and do it after that.
The Duke
think
looks
we're
out over all
embarrassed.
of you, a little beaten and bruised, definitely a little worse for wear, and he says, "It appears you've earned it.
All
You'll need
right.
your strength for what's ahead."
All right. Well, how about we take a quick rest, then we go topside in the morning and scout out where we're going to jump.
All
right.
Don't worry, I'll take the first watch.
Then in that case, as everyone battens down the hatches, you all sleep like bricks from sheer exhaustion, and everyone reaches level 7.
Hey!
It's out in the
But I-
fetal position.
But I was only level 4.
All right. We're going to take our first regularly scheduled break of the evening just a little bit early tonight because our party has to level now. It is now 6:22 p.m. out here on the West Coast. That's 9:22 p.m. for all of you East Coasters. We'll be back in 10 at the 32nd minute of the hour. Greetings, everybody. We have returned from our break, and our heroes have just taken a well-deserved rest. And as a result, they all feel a little tougher and stronger.
Can't quite put my finger on it, but I feel like I could take a beating just a little bit better.
Feel like you could take on the whole empire yourself?
I feel like the elevator scene from crap, the movie, you know, Big Trouble in Little China.
Lulu, would you
Yeah.
Lulu, would you mind coming with me up top just to get a look out over the city, and can you point me in the direction where this junkyard might be?
Okay.
Gotta love Lulu.
What part of the city do you want to go to try to look out over the edge?
Would Lulu have an idea of which direction it might be based off of, like, her bearings?
She says northeast.
Okay. This break here in the middle of the city, can we see all the way down, or is that a river?
You can see down, but you may not be able to see 10 lateral miles owing to the fact that you're only 1,000 feet from the ground.
Gotcha. And it's likely that that creature on horseback is continuing to go up and down this middle
You do not
path
see
here.
the Narzagon now.
Oh. Nowhere to be seen.
Nowhere to be seen. It
Huh.
may be that the Narzagon was redeployed.
Gotcha. Alright, probably, I mean, if she said northeast, probably want to make our way over towards this area over here to get a look over the side.
Where?
Okay.
Okay.
Up here. Yep.
Alright. So this is what you see. You can very clearly see a huge battle is going on down below. And essentially, the area directly below the city is covered in warfare. However,
Including over the edge where I'm looking right now.
yes. However, there are a few spots where the chains that anchor the city to the ground have their anchor stakes unguarded, where they're not near the conflict.
So we get a sense that if we were to go down those chains, we might be able to get past the enemy lines in the direction that we need to go.
You might be able to evade the conflict altogether, yes.
Okay.
We all have climbers kits, do we not?
I don't know.
We do. We all have
I
them.
believe we did, yeah. Yes.
Yep.
We climb down the chain.
Do I?
I think climbers kits are... Oh, gloves, harnesses.
I think we got them from the Candlekeep, right?
Yeah. All right, I go back down with Lulu, and I portray the information saying, bad news, guys. Plan to jump over the edge and stop ourselves before we hit the bottom. We're going to land right in the middle of the battle that's going on. There are these chains that are holding the city down to the ground, and Lulu and I scouted it out. There's a few of them that if we were to crawl down these chains, and we're kind of quiet about it, we might be able to reach the ground behind enemy lines and avoid all of that altogether and make our way towards the junkyard.
Well, it sure as hell beats.
While you were looking out, over the Avernan wasteland, essentially, the city of El Terrell is about here.
Where do we want to go?
One second, I want to put some text in here.
While he does that, if you aren't already in our Discord server, link is in the chat right now. Feel free to hop on over there. Join us in some friendly banter, some fun chat time.
Link is in the chat? Like Link from Final Fantasy?
Yeah. Hiya! Just watch out if you have any pottery around.
Isn't Link from Zelda?
I'm sorry, did you say Link from Final Fantasy?
Somebody did. I don't know who said that. Legend of Zelda is what I meant. That was
You said, excuse me?
I
Excuse me, sir.
I've
I
been
think
drink,
Fia might vomit. In the
I'm with you on this one.
been drinking too much water. Sorry.
You've
I'm
offended
too
me.
hydrated.
Oh, it's just across the Molten River. Just a hop, skip, and a jump. The
Do any of
fuck are you
those
gonna do?
chains go across that river?
Does anybody know how to make a
They
hot
do
air
not.
balloon?
All the chains anchor to the west side of the river Styx.
Is this river made of lava?
It does not appear to be made out of lava.
Oh, well, it's red in the picture. Man, that's misleading. Is it red water? Or is it the souls of the damned?
Water.
blood?
Maybe
might
a little
just be-
column A, a little column B.
Alright,
Might just be poop.
bet.
I choose to believe it's blood.
If your
Because
poop
that's
is red, you may have dysentery. Looking down, is there any way to pass over the river without stepping foot in it that we can see?
There is not.
Okay, then.
Build an ark.
All right. Well, we have two short ones. I guess that makes me Noah.
Elves. I'm screwed. Small dog.
This is Mushu. She was being bad, so now she's in timeout.
Dishonor on you! Dishonor on you, cow!
She wants to be back down on the floor so she can lick her paws.
What are we doing now?
Well, I mean, if you guys are okay, maybe we should try using those chains to get past the battle and maybe circle back to that if we need to.
Alright, well, just before we do that, I'm just going to try one thing.
Okay, you conjure your
Just
faithful
show
hound.
it. Just show it. Well, let's see. There we go. Oh, look at that. Who's a good boy, huh? Got myself a wee friend here.
Breed.
What do you think
what
I should
breed?
name him?
What breed is it?
Well, it's one of those magical breeds, I suppose.
Magical.
It looks just like Mushu.
So you have a Shih Tzu, a Shih Tzu watchdog. Just
Fearsome warrior.
It's got a smashed
All right.
face that can't breathe properly.
But on the
well,
head,
that's
it
all I wanted
deals
to do.
48
Where do you
piercing
cast
damage.
this faithful hound?
Eyes are popping out of its skull.
Huh?
Where do you cast the faithful hound?
Oh, I'm just going to cast it here.
I know where he's going with this. How's the faithful hound going to get down to the ground?
It's not.
Well,
It's not how that spell works.
That's not how it works.
The Faithful Hound remains in that location for the 8 hours after it's cast.
Oh, does it? Oh, that's terrible. Oh well, that was a waste.
Oh wow, that
Oh.
sucks.
Well, it's gonna protect people here, I suppose. What a use of a level 4 spell. Woo! Alright, great. Well, yeah, let's go. That's done.
Alright, so what I'm hearing is
So-
that you guys all want to try to climb down one of these chains a little bit away from the craziness of the Blood War. Is that right?
Down
Yeah.
one of them that's not being guarded.
Okay.
If I could offer this help for Vargas, it does say until you move more than 100 feet away from the dog.
Then it dispels.
Right. So couldn't the dog follow him?
No. The if you read in between the first two commas, it says where it remains for the duration.
Yeah, it certainly does.
Yeah. Not my favorite.
I tried.
Hell is
Oh,
relative,
that's-
then distance in hell must be relative too, right?
Turned a
It
fourth
is a
level
bit,
spell into a
but
party
not quite
popper.
what you think.
Look
In
what
any
I can
case,
do, guys.
each link of this enormous chain of all these chains are about 30 feet long and about 20 feet wide, formed from a welded loop of infernal iron. And all of them are about 5 feet thick. The chains are covered in foot-long iron barbs that make them relatively easy to move along. If you take your time climbing down, you don't have to roll anything. You don't need a climber's kit.
Nice.
If you decide you want to hurry or you want to do some kind of acrobatic stunt, you're going to have to roll for it.
Do a flip.
Do a barrel roll.
I'm fine taking my time.
Yeah, I'm going to take my time as well.
Yeah, same.
All right. So what I'm hearing now is everybody wants to try to descend the chains and get down onto the ground on Avernus proper. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully picking a chain that brings us closest to the place where we're going.
There is one kind of in the northeast. You're still going to have to travel about 10 miles and figure out some way to get across the river Styx when you hit the ground. However, as you are descending, the sounds of the battle get louder and louder. Armored legions of devils encircle the enormous posts of infernal iron that anchor El Terrell to the rocky ground. Squads of demons fighting 10 deep in some places hurl themselves into the devil's ranks. Most of those abyssal troops are lowly mains and dretches who die quickly in vain attempts to drag down devils so that stronger demons behind them can strike killing blows. A dark river cuts a path across the blasted landscape and flows directly beneath the city. Floating, on the river are demonic barges being assailed by squadrons of winged devils under the command of a terrifying pit fiend wearing an eyeless helm and clutching a battle standard. But if you pay them no mind, they pay you no mind either.
As soon as the sounds of battle are loud enough, Vice is just gonna freeze in place. She's not gonna move up or down. She's just gonna still herself and just shut her eyes and start like mumbling rapidly.
Before that can really happen, just kind of by fortunate happenstance, Lulu is kind of flitting in line behind you and she just kind of gently nudges you, kind of on accident, not knowing that you're stopping to freeze up.
Fall.
And that kind of wakes you from your state. But because this is one of your 3 biggest fears, I need you to roll me a wisdom saving throw.
+3.
Why not? That's way funnier. You're able to move, but the whole time you're like fighting back very verbal sobbing.
I'm barely fighting. It's loud. I'm not happy.
And you're wearing splint armor, right?
Yep.
So the entire time you're just hearing ting 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 as their knees are hitting each other. It's like the cowardly lion from The Wizard of Oz when he starts crying.
I picture more like the viral video of the dude who just starts crying after "I still love you." That constantly, consistently, the whole way down.
All right. If no one else is going to do anything else out of the ordinary, then everyone reaches the ground without further incident. However, as you are getting nearer to sea level, whatever you want to call it, Styx level, you realize the ground is not like the ground you've ever seen anywhere before. You're used to seeing dirt or rocks, sand, something like that. And instead you see a bunch of slightly bulbous in some places and long and broken in others. And it looks like a bunch of white stuff. You're not sure what it is. What was the marching order? Who was first?
Me.
I mean,
Okay. Razi, when you set your foot down into this white stuff, you realize you're standing on who knows how much, what high thickness of bone. It's just bones everywhere.
I suspected as much.
I mean, with a bunch of white stuff, that bones is probably the better of the possibilities.
Nobody was going to say it out loud. I know that everybody was thinking it, but nobody was going to.
Yeah.
It didn't need to be said.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I don't have a filter.
I'm still halfway up the order. There's people down below me.
Everyone can make it off the chain now. That's not an issue, but yeah, everyone is going to have to deal with the fact of walking on bone from now on.
Oh god, I'm trying to figure out a pun so hard and I can't.
What would Bender say?
The moment that Vice's feet touch the ground and she realizes what she's standing on, she just kind of like folds in herself and once again collapses into fetal position.
Again, fortunately, just kind of by total happenstance, as you're like crouching down to go into the fetal position, Lulu's like flying past you, and you just kind of like cradle her, and it keeps you from freaking out too bad.
Place
As
is a
we're
real
walking,
boner.
Vargas is going to look for like a nice kind of like round bone and just try skip it. Just like that. Start skipping them over around. Hey, Weiss, you gotta have fun. Try this.
It's like the hip bone.
Connected to the leg bone.
Mm.
I'm sure you guys think this is humorous.
This is like fully hyperventilating and just like
come
staring
on.
wide-eyed at the world around her, just like.
God.
I have to complain because I was gonna say that Ned bends down, picks up, and went, "Hey, look! I found this humorous."
I knew someone else was thinking it. I had to get it in first.
Good to see that after 3 weeks, we're not running low on dad jokes anytime soon.
No, we got him.
Still tickling that funny bone.
Jeez Louise.
Oh my
Can I climb back up the chain to throw myself off?
At least throw up on everybody.
Not throw up, just throw myself off.
She
And
looks
then I'll
over
hear.
towards the battle and goes,
She
"Are
would
you
like
guys
to be herself
taking
as-
Are you
volunteers?
hiring?
I volunteer as tribute." Lulu, can you set our bearings here? Which way is the junkyard?
She points her trunk in the northeast direction. across the river.
All right, looking that way, do we see anything, any of these demons or devils in that direction?
Not really.
How
You
wide
do
is the
kind
river?
of see off in that direction. There is some small black cloud that seems to be hovering over the ground. It's real low.
How wide is the river?
It's pretty wide in most places, 100 feet or so at least.
Yeesh.
It does look like, however, just up ahead, not too far, a couple of miles maybe, there's a dock. And then a few miles beyond that, it looks like there might be a bridge or a narrows or something.
Is it all bone until there?
It is. The ground is all bone.
Anybody have a gold piece?
I was gonna ask that.
Let's go to the
Yeah, that
dock.
one first. We share a brain because we were childhood friends.
Worst case scenario, if there's not a boat at the dock, we could just make the dock a boat.
As we approach the river,
Kind of genius.
looking into it, does it look like it's water?
You're not close to the river as of yet.
Miles. We've miles to traverse.
Yes, indeed.
At this
If you
point,
wanna head
Vice just
straight for
closed
the
her eyes.
river, it's a little over a mile. If you want to head for the dock, it's a couple of miles. It's, let's see, 5 or 6? And then to the, what looks like it may be a bridge or something, it's about 7 or 8, maybe 10 miles.
Jesus Christ. How fast do we walk?
I think you've got a movement speed of 40 feet.
I wish.
For a
That's
6-second
25.
turn, right?
Well, Vice is 20.
Yeah. So we're just going to assume normal marching pace. You move over uneven ground something like a mile every 30 minutes. Carrying a lot of gear and all that.
Alright, looks like we need to get to walking. Are we going to the dock or just straight to the river?
Or to the bridge.
Oh, there's a bridge. How far is the bridge?
It's farther than the dock. It's about
How
twice
much
as far
farther?
as the dock.
10 miles?
Thereabouts.
I mean, I think we should go to the dock. If we go to the river, can't get across, right? Would have to go to the dock anyway.
You can't swim?
Yeah. I can. Didn't think you guys would want to swim through that.
I got 9.
Probably best not to take our chances. I say that we probably just go to the docks. It's probably on the way to the bridge, and then, if we can't fix something there, we just keep
Alright,
walking.
Alright, we're going to the dock then.
Alright. You begin walking. Walking is slow and arduous. The oppressive Avernus heat bears down on you with its full weight. And while it doesn't make you sweat so much, it permeates through your entire being. You can feel it in your bones. And committing to this sort of manual labor makes everything sort of difficult. It's so bad, in fact, that after walking for 1 hour, you all start to feel exhausted.
Ugh. God damn it.
Just throwing this out there, I think I got resistance to heat from my shield.
Doesn't work. You have resistance.
Oh!
to fire damage.
Oh
In any
no!
case, as you're walking up or down this lane or whatever, in between mounds of bone and all this utter craziness around you, you walk past a mound of skulls. And
Oh,
then
goody.
you can see that it's getting further and further behind you, and then all of a sudden, you see the same mound of skulls in front of you.
Vice closes her eyes and holds onto Lulu's trunk.
She leads you.
I'm not looking at this anymore.
In any case, you start to notice, as you're walking past this mound of skulls the second time, you look at one particular skull and there's like a little red notch in the middle of its forehead. And you continue to walk, you walk past, some other mounds of bone and this and that. And eventually, you see the same mound of skulls again. You see the skull with the red notch in the middle of its forehead. But you can very clearly see all of the distance that you've walked from the chain to where you are now.
I'd like to swing my great axe at the skull with the red dot on its forehead.
Okay.
Does it break?
I just heard the music you're playing.
Yeah, that's.
It splinters.
You're playing horse with no name.
I'm so mad.
Alright,
You're so welcome.
we're gonna continue walking. See if it's... No, there's a point to that. We're gonna see if it's broken on the next one.
Yes.
My mom's
You
favorite
walk a
song.
little further, and you see the same skull, the same splintered skull. It's now out of the pile. It's like on the ground in front of it. But it looks like the same mound of skulls.
I turn around to face the group. I say, guys, we're boned. We're walking
Bender.
in circles.
Does it appear like we're getting closer to the dock?
It does. You can very clearly see the entire path that you've walked from the chain to where you are now. Every step you take,
I
it
would
gets
like-
longer.
I would like to pick up the skull with the dot that
It's shattered.
she splintered and just carry it with me.
Okay.
We now have in our possession a "You Are Here" skull.
A very fractured skull. You think you're here.
Pretty
No, you're definitely
sure.
here. You look at the skull and you go, yeah, I'm right here.
Wherever I am, there I am.
In any case, after walking for about an hour, you cross about 4 miles of this desolate Avernus landscape. And during this time, you are assailed by all kinds of nasty sights and smells and sounds. And if you don't rest for at least an hour now, you're going to take at least 1 level of exhaustion.
Well, I think that we need to take her. That's probably me again.
And I guess we should rest.
I agree.
As you all sit down to rest, I'm still echoing. As you all sit down to rest, you start to realize how parched you are, and you all take sips of your water and remember how bad it tastes. Everyone gets a myriad of nasty flavors and textures now too.
Oh.
You decide that you have to eat a little something also. And the food is equally bad. It is unnerving how bad it tastes.
I mean,
Jen, is the water anything like thick water?
well, when you're drinking it, it goes down smoothly like it has, normal water viscosity. But when it crosses your tongue, sometimes it feels like it has a snotty texture. Or sometimes it feels extra runny.
It's like the liquid that they give people that have trouble swallowing so that they can get it down into their stomach, and it just looks like cornstarch water almost. Yeah.
I mean,
I'd like to exit stage right this conversation.
Can I go back to the chain to climb back up to then jump off again?
Well, kind of trying an awful experiment. I'm sniffing that honey smell from that little bit of leakage that Lulu had, and seeing if that helps with the taste at all, because those things are linked.
No, it still it still tastes pretty bad. Also, that would have been long dried, so it'd be just like crusted snot leftovers.
Hashtag Lulu's honey leakage. I'm sorry.
There's got to be a limit.
We all know what
We gotta
that
stop at some
sounds like, right?
well, if we want to reach the limit, then
No.
that's a whole
Nope.
challenge.
Nope.
Can we stick to how bad we can make our dad jokes?
Yeah.
That was a better hit anyway.
Or cringe, then vomit.
Or as we like to call it, the
All aboard.
So are we still passing the same amount of skulls after all this time?
You do pass another similar mound of skulls, and you kind of realize that the riverfront area that you've been sort of walking adjacent to for the last mile kind of looks the same. And as you look down it, you don't see any more of these adjacent piles of skulls. It looks like you've only walked down this one path along the river, although you can definitely still clearly see the path all the way back to the chain.
Alright, while we're taking this rest, I'm gonna do a ritual detect magic.
Okay, so you can detect magic for 10 minutes.
Yep. Do I notice anything out of the ordinary looking at these skulls or anything?
Not exactly. The whole place is supernatural, and so everything here is very strange.
Hmm. Okay. And so we're not, like, right by the river, are we?
Well, you've managed to get pretty close to the river now. You've walked a few miles.
Okay.
In any case, the short rest goes off without a hitch, for the most part. Walking along the river kind of starts to look normal again, but every now and then you see something that you're sure you've walked past before. A giant bone, a big skull, something with a horn on it. But you can still see that you've made progress and you are making progress. And eventually, you come to a dock. And at this dock, which is made out of infernal iron, there is a boat. It is a keel boat made out of wood. And standing on the keel boat is a cloaked figure.
As we approach, I'll use my divine sense to see if I can get a read on them.
This creature is definitely a fiend.
I'm going to approach and
name's
I'm gonna say, "What's up, Doc?"
With her eyes
Doc
closed.
all just
With her eyes
suddenly sprouts rabbit ears and kicks you into the water.
Rocks fall, everyone dies.
Oh,
Anvils.
okay.
With her eyes still closed, Vice is gonna say a little bit loudly, "Are we there yet?"
I'd like to reach down in the bones and find a spine, toss it at Vice, and say, "Come on, Vice, grow a spine."
I fucking scream.
Grow a spine.
You can open your eyes now, Vice. We're here.
No, I'm good.
All right. So, hey there, boatman.
There is no response.
Anybody know how to make this guy work?
I'd like to walk up to him and hand him a gold coin.
You can't see underneath this creature's hood, but as you extend your hand with the gold coin in it, you can see this creature's head kind of lean over. And it looks at the coin, and the head tilts back up, and you're sure that whatever this thing has for eyes is looking straight at you. And in common, this creature responds with, whatever they told you in school about needing to pay the boatman isn't right. That's for religious fanatics out in your mortal worlds.
I speak up from the back. Actually, it's entirely dependent on interpretation.
Can we get a ride then, boatman?
Come. And he wanders off to the bow of the boat and takes this oar, which looks just like a normal oar, until he starts to reach over the side of the boat and it grows to about 30 feet in length.
I thought you were going to say it looks just like a normal oar, except it worships Satan.
Yeah.
Because I say things like that all the time.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why, but I just thought that was the direction it was going in.
Ned climbs in the boat.
Okay, that's 2.
Yeah, did I say I got in the boat?
No. Yeah, I'll get in there. Also, what does the water look like now that we're up close?
Now that you're looking down into the water, it looks like water, except it is very red, like crimson red. Sort of like the color of blood, but sort of like the color of rust.
Obviously, algae.
It doesn't look like
Alright,
anything
so
growing in that water.
boatman, if we were to, let's say, go for a dip in this water, what do you reckon would happen?
You just hear a.
I
That
don't
is
think
a-
he heard you, Vargas. Might want to repeat yourself.
That is a great villain laugh. You mind if I take that? If I copy that?
He puts on a cane and top hat and goes, "Hey, knock yourself out." But
Yeah, see?
I like this guy.
I'll wait for everyone else to hop in the boat first before I hop on.
So Vargas got on, right? Rozzy, Ned. We're just missing Vice and Francis. And Lulu would be leading Vice onto the ship.
As I'm getting on the boat, I'm gonna stumble and faceplant. That just happens.
Okay, Lulu's going to try and catch you. Let's see how that goes.
I was going to say I was going to catch her.
Don't, please, let me break my nose. I won't have to smell this place anymore.
Deviated septum.
I don't think she possesses the natural strength in order to try to break your fall.
Do I take her down with me?
No, she's like flapping her wings, trying furiously to keep you from falling and face planting. And so I guess you just kind of very gently face plant.
Yeah, that happens to everybody. Gentle faceplant.
I'm just gonna lie there. I'm not gonna get up. This is probably the safest I've been.
As I'm walking by, I'll grab her underneath the arm and pull her up and lead her onto the ship with me.
Lulu flits under Vice's other arm. And a lot of you take off on a boat on the middle of the river Styx.
Hey, Vice, this water's awfully red. Do you reckon it's blood?
Vice just... She finally opens her eyes, she just stares at you. And her pupils narrow. And then she turns and she vomits off the boat.
Alright. On this boat, there are a number of rows of seats. There is a mast in the center that's short. There's no sail or anything on it. And on the front, the Merenoloth is propelling the boat with an incredibly long oar. Please place your tokens somewhere on the boat. Not in the back. In the boathouse, there is... It looks like a small ramshackle hut, but it is locked with a very large lock. We're still missing a Vice. There we go. And why does your token not have your name on it?
Or health bar.
I see everyone's health bar but Vice.
Okay. I might have done it wrong again. Could you delete that token and try one more time? Got it. Ah! Okay. I'm good.
It didn't fix it.
What?
Yeah, I still can't see your health bar.
You
I see
gotta
your
put a max
name.
value as well.
I see mine perfectly clear.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Oh, yep.
I mean, I gotta update it, but...
Alright. You travel for some time, and the boat moves very quickly. You go up the river about a mile in maybe just a few minutes. And then you sail over a very, very large chain that is submerged below the water. At that point, the boat slows down to a stop. And the boatman says, "Now, we will discuss your payment."
I told you it was up to interpretation.
Oh, shit.
What did you have in mind?
Souls, of course.
Hmm.
We're fresh out.
Ned holds
Sorry,
out his Canite, Canian Hellfrost flail. Says, "Will this do?"
No. Oh.
The creature peels back its hood. To reveal a skeletal visage, which looks directly at Ned and says, "How about soul coins?"
Soul coins.
Have soul coins.
Well, we don't currently have a lot of those.
I'll ferry you across the river for 1 soul coin each.
Funny thing about that, I left them in my other pants. I wish I could help. Is there anything else that we could use for payment?
Do you know what soul coins are?
I do know what soul coins are.
Okay. So Vice also probably has some idea of what soul coins are.
Yeah.
The Morenoloth looks at you, Frankie, and says, "Your souls will do."
Come on, this is a magic flail.
How is a
Born
flail
in
going
a-
to help me steer a boat?
It's
Well,
the
how's a
magic
soul coin
involved
gonna
in
do
the
that?
flail. Yeah. Thank you, Vargas. That's a very good point.
I do appreciate the thought here, but unfortunately my soul's not for sale.
Everything has a price.
And unfortunately this one is a little too high for you.
If you can't pay it, you're going to end up in the river.
How many souls are you requiring?
1 for each of you, of course.
How about I offer mine for everybody?
Oh, Ned.
That is
No.
not acceptable. But this conversation is going in the right direction now. I'll do it for 3 souls. How about that? Starting with the gnome.
That's... First of all, his soul's already sold. You can't. That's...
What are you doing?
What? At that point, his eyes flare up. Fire seeps out of them.
Why would you
Betrayers.
say that?
Deceivers.
Betrayers of what?
Vice.
Betrayers of what?
God.
You already-
Swimming in the
hold
river.
on. Hold on. No, you
I'll
said
make a suggestion.
that we did not have to pay the ferryman. In this case, you are the ferryman. You cannot demand payment halfway through the trip.
Welcome to Avernus.
Sure, he can do whatever he wants to do.
Everyone
You know what?
roll initiative.
You know what, sir? You know what? I've been in hell long enough. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Frick you!
I'm going to write a very firmly written letter to your manager.
So-
Dear Mr. Boss Mr. M.
So, Vice, just for future reference, when you see Ned bargaining his already sold soul, don't bring up the fact that it's already
She
sold.
knows that, I'm pretty sure.
I'm very aware. But Vice is a moral individual.
I thought I was gonna sneak all you in.
Vice will not go with the con.
And by the way, I was trying to barter that flail because,
If it gets out of your hands, it comes right back to you.
well, I don't know. I mean, if I lose it, technically, the contract's void, right?
No, you just lose the flail.
That was part of the contract. I made
Was
sure
actually,
of
the
that.
flail actually was part of the contract.
But if you lose it, it's not the contractee's fault.
But I said, so if I ever lose it,
You just lose
I
the
made
flail.
I
Still
made
owe
sure
your soul
he
to somebody.
I made sure he said that I couldn't lose it. Is my point. So if I lose it, then that should void the contract, legally speaking.
So
Anyway,
that contract was superseded by the larger contract with the shield.
Yeah, that contract is actually technically also null and void now because it was absorbed into the other.
well,
So now you just have a really chill flail.
But when one party buys another contract, they also absorb the constraints of that contract.
No.
Otherwise,
Now,
they'd just be swapping them with
I'm
each other.
speaking right now, not Ned, obviously, because Ned doesn't know that.
Technically,
Yeah, if you could void all
Not how it works in
conditions, like
Avernus.
all the demons would just
if it's a matter of
trade with each
merging
other.
contracts, then you'd probably have to have some kind of legal counsel in order to. This is hell. We're talking about hell. Why am I trying to analyze this?
Yeah, it's not how internal contracts work.
Thanks for everyone in the chat for joining our legal talk for tonight.
Welcome to our TED Talk.
Next week, we're going to talk assets and seizures.
Hostile
Speaking of
takeovers.
assets and seizures, I say we just kill them all and sort it out later.
Yeah, so the Morenoloth raises his oar out of the water and holds it in a threatening manner, and Razi is the first to act.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna rush him, bro. Gonna run at him and swing my great axe.
I know the audience can't hear this music, but
They can. I'm going to play a few bars.
Does a
There's-
24 hit?
It does.
there's
Second.
nothing better than a good bass riff.
15 slash.
The second that I heard the song start, I whispered, "It's back."
Does a 17 hit?
A 17 does hit.
Good.
11 slashing damage. 26 total.
No, not 26. He seems to be resistant to the slashing damage.
Aww.
The wounds don't quite bite as deep as you had hoped. But it does hurt.
Weak. Alright. Bet. I end my turn.
All right. Run up here next to Razi. I will take a swing with my greatsword. 23 to hit.
Oof, that hits.
8 slashing. And the second one, 24 to hit. 11 slashing. And at the end of my turn,
Good.
at the end of the turn, I'll say, you can turn back now. Ferry us across the rest of this river, and no more bloodshed. And I'll keep my sword at his throat.
What's your dexterity, Ned?
14.
The Morenoloth goes first. The first thing that happens is the door on the back of the boat bursts open.
Uh-oh.
Of course it does.
And an ox and a yak charge outward. Now, Ned, because you're size small and the yak is size large, that's 2 sizes larger. So it's just going to bulldoze you straight off of the boat.
God.
Make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Yakety yak.
Don't talk back.
Talk back.
Ooh, not bad.
Oh, you managed to grab onto the side of the boat and not fall into the drink.
Oh, that yak is going to regret that.
The ox is going to try and shove Vargas overboard.
Oof.
That'll be dexterity, acrobatics, or strength athletics, your choice. Number to beat is 22.
Well, I can match that potentially, but I don't like my chances on it.
Probably not.
Actually, oh no, I can get 2 more. Yeah. Okay. 24's possible. Here we go.
Okay, make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Oof. Alright, come on. Hey!
You managed to
All
hang
right.
onto the side of the boat. The Morenoloth is going to cast Control Water. And a wave
Counterspell?
erupts from the river's Styx and washes over the boat. I need
Can I-
everyone to roll
Can I
me
counterspell it?
No, I don't think so. I think you're going to have to let go of the boat to cast Counterspell because it has a somatic component.
So I can't do that with one hand?
Nope. Requires both.
Okay. Damn.
So I need everyone to roll a Charisma saving throw, please.
Vice, Razi, and Lulu, you all get +3. You said charisma save?
A Charisma save, yes.
So 9.
Oh.
Wow. Everyone fails.
A 16 fails?
That's a 10.
For Vice? No, I'm talking for Vice, because she would get +3 to that.
I rolled a
Yes.
13. My charisma modifier is already 3, so that would give me 16 if I'm adding an additional 3.
Yeah,
Mhm.
16 still fails.
Shit.
What?
I need everyone who failed to roll a D100.
Yay.
Is 13, though.
I think Vice just needs to roll still, right? There it is.
Okay, let's start with Frankie. That's an 89.
Mhm.
Okay, you are stunned. Roll me a
Shh.
D10, please.
4.
You are stunned for 4 minutes. As the water washes over you, you lose your sanity. Let's see, Ned. That's a 32. Ned becomes frightened and must use his action and movement each round to flee from the source of fear. You're afraid of the water directly below you, so you're absolutely terrified of the water. Razi, you are also stunned. Roll me a D10, please. You are stunned for 9 minutes unless something else happens. Okay.
Yikes.
Vargas, 46. The character begins babbling and is incapable of normal speech or spell casting. Roll me a D10,
Fucking
please.
hell. Alright.
Okay, thanks, buddy.
You are incapable of saying anything but gibberish for 6 minutes. Vice.
Holy cow, that's 60 rounds of No spell casting.
Vice, same
Crap.
thing. The character begins babbling and is incapable of normal speech or spell
Oh
casting.
my
Roll me a
god.
d10, please. This is how we
our
die.
our two spellcasters are unable to
Unable to
Oh,
cast spells.
And your two fighters at the front of the ship can't attack anything.
What was your craziness, Francis?
I'm stunned as well.
Stunned. Stunned.
I'm stunned for 4 minutes.
Stunned, fear, babble. Wow. Okay, Vice is babbling incoherently for 10 minutes.
Can I do it in every other language that I know except for Common?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Creepy.
And that brings it to Ned.
okay. For lack of anything better to do, I'm going to get large. And then I'm afraid of the water, so I'm gonna try to swing up onto the boat here. What do I have to do?
Let's call that an athletics, shall we?
I think that's a great idea. $22.
You make it up very easily. So much so that the yak doesn't even see you hurl yourself up on board through its fuzzy emo mane.
It's Zoe Deschanel.
That water's just bad. And I look over at Rozzy and Francis, and do they look particularly stupefied to me?
Rozzy and Francis are not moving. They're frozen in place.
All right. I'm going to move. I'm sure getting an attack of opportunity.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Not that it's going to matter. That's a miss. That's a miss.
All right. Going to slap Rozzy. Say, wake up! Wake up!
Rozzy, roll me a charisma saving throw, please.
So that's a 5.
You're
right.
you're still a little bit disoriented, and so you try to go and like slap her on the back of the head, and all you get is like a handful of hair.
I grab. I don't know. Do I have anything left? Can I try to
call
wake
that a
Francis?
special attack, like a grapple.
All right. So I'm gonna do the same with Francis if I can. Just kind of slap him. Wake up, you dummy!
Okay, roll me a charisma save, Francis.
19.
This time you don't miss. You like reach around and like across his face, just slap him right across the face. It makes a really audible slap sound. And Francis, you are aroused from your stun.
And you see a giant Ned head going, fight!
Okay, will you be doing anything else in your turn?
Well, I think that's my action, and I think that's it.
Okay, then that brings it to Vargas.
Alright. Well, I'm also going to try climb my way back on the boat.
Okay, that'll be a strength athletics or dexterity acrobatics, your choice.
Ooh, nice.
19.
Alright, you managed to clamber back up onto the boat.
So I'm going to stand here, draw my battle axe, and while battling at these two, take the dodge action.
Okay. That's actually pretty
Well
smart.
done. Yeah.
Vice.
So the only thing that's affected in this state is my ability to speak, yes?
Yes.
Like, I'm still able to think?
Yes. You can think and act, you're just bibbledy-babbling.
Gotcha. Okay.
You're like a Liberty Mutual commercial guy.
Liberty bibbity.
Liberty
Liberty
Liberty.
Bibbity.
Bibbidi-bobbidi-boo.
Okay. So, seeing that blunt force trauma appeared to have a rousing effect, this might be a little bit dark. I'm gonna attempt to slam the side of my head into the side of the boat.
Wow.
Really rocking out to the song.
This is the only.
It hurts.
That's it. I can't. Can I?
Roll me a charisma saving throw.
+3.
You manage to shake the cobwebs out, and a bunch of the water from the river Styx runs out of your ears. But that took your action.
Wow, good job.
Oh. Ow.
Yeah, and your head hurts.
Okay. Alright. I gotta check over my spells again. Okay. So that was my action.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use my bonus action in that case to cast spiritual weapon at a base level. So
Where do you want to cast it?
I'm gonna cast it on the boatman.
So like there? Unfortunately, a 10 does not hit.
There, which that's good enough. All right, that'll be my turn.
All right, at the end of the round, Lulu just sinks down onto one of the rows of seats and starts to sob into her hooves. Razi, you are stunned. There's no saving throw for that. So that brings it then to Frankie.
All right.
Would I just look like this?
Yeah, there's no defense for stun.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and swing with my greatsword. Nope.
Yeah, you definitely get it stuck in the planks.
I'm going to yank it out and take another shot. Are you kidding me?
No, you don't.
God, I'm still shaking off that smack from Ned.
You like try to reposition yourself a different way so you can try to pull it out.
That's what she said. Yeah, that's where I'm going to end my turn.
All right. First things first. This yak is going to try to shove Vargas. That's a 5.
He also took the dodge action too.
It's
So that
an
helped.
attack roll.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a contested strength roll.
Oh.
So
A
strength,
5 to
athletics, or
beat.
dexterity, acrobatics, your choice, but the number to beat is 5.
Oh my goodness. And he still
Ties
wins,
goes
so
defender, so it doesn't matter.
it's hilarious.
I'm sorry, was that 4 ones in a row?
Yeah, it was.
It was. This battle is just cursed. Alright, the ox is going to try and gore Vargas. That's a 23.
No, it's
Oh,
a
it's a
disadvantage
14.
because of the.
Oh, it's a 14 then.
And that misses.
Yeah.
Yay.
We got a matador over here.
Why is it at disadvantage?
Because he took the dodge action.
Because I'm dodging.
Dodge, yes. Good job,
Okay.
Vargas.
Thank God for that. Oof.
The Morenoloth is going to cast Charm Person on Ned. Ned, I need you to roll me
Counter
a...
spell? Oh, wait, no, I can't. That's right. I'm babbling.
Yeah.
Yep. Go on.
I need you to roll me a Wisdom saving throw, I think.
+3.
Sorry, I'm checking my runes because I think I have a
You have a spell counter.
cloud runic. Where is it? Hill rune. Yeah, I gain advantage on wisdom saves. Yay!
Oh, right, you're a gnome.
So, boom. That didn't help a whole lot.
Nope, you're still charmed. So you are charmed by the Morenoloth. He is now a
sorry,
trusted friend
guys.
and ally. And then the
Why are you
Morenoloth
guys fighting them?
teleports to the back of the boat. Oh, we gotta follow.
Hey!
Thanks.
Yay!
And then the Morenoloth ducks out of line of sight.
That little shit.
I brought backup. Hope you guys don't mind.
Is it a yogurt?
No. Interestingly enough, I brought a Cyclops.
Huh, I thought she wasn't allowed in your room.
Here she is.
Winky meow.
Okay, so it's my turn. I'm friends with the Morenoloth. I'm not friends with a yak. I hate the yak. The yak is a jerk. And Razi is my friend. And she's still
Actually,
dazed.
the Charm Person spell specifically states until the spell ends or oh wait. No, you're right. Yeah, it's just the creature, right?
So I'm going to pick up Razi. I'm going to say, "Wake up!" and shake her and toss her towards the yak.
Okay, make an attack roll.
You do.
I don't know why I think this is so funny, but it is.
He said, make an attack roll.
Okay, so attack roll, I'm assuming without proficiency, so it's just strength.
Yeah, it's just a
So,
straight strength.
We don't have proficiency with
Boom.
Rousey.
that's not good.
Oh boy.
All 3.
In all fairness, you should probably fall into the water, but I'm just going to say you hit the side of the boathouse. Razi, roll me a charisma saving throw, please.
Ugh. Razi, wake
My
up!
Christmas shit. I'm not good with people.
I think that's about all I can do, really.
Well, that counts as one attack, you know.
I mean, that's true. I guess I could move and attack the yak. Yakety yak. My second attack.
Yakety yak, push him back.
How about
Low hanging
Man.
fruit, my boy.
I can hear kitty purrs.
I cannot roll
That
today.
is one happy cat face. Believe it or not, an 11 actually hits.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Why so serious? Alright, 10 bludgeoning damage.
You think
You
this
all
is a
but
game?
cave in this poor yak's skull.
Want to know how I got this yak?
Yeah, you deserve worse.
I mean, through this entire campaign, shouldn't we be calling Vice Yak?
Excuse me? Oh.
Yeah, yak a lot.
Oh. Gotcha.
So
Order
that's
of the
it.
Technicolor yawn.
That's Vargas.
I prefer yodeling groceries.
Vargas is up.
That's somehow so much better,
All
but
right.
so much worse.
Yes.
So this yak
Yodeling
is
groceries
still
just
alive?
sounds so bad.
The yak is still
Yak is
alive. Hurt, but alive.
Well, in that case, I'll take a crack at it too.
Oh!
Oh! Hello there.
Did you just pull out the Obi-Wan Kenobi? Hello there,
General Kenobi!
General Kenobi.
All right. Since this is a crit and that is more than sufficient damage to kill this thing, how do you want to do this?
Vargas is gonna rush up to it. After it got hit by that blow, it's a little out of it, so I run up, holding the axe, push it to the edge, and then, like, slash at it with one of the ends. Yeah.
Push it
And
over.
That's how that
As
goes.
its last little bit of life
Yeah.
force oozes out of its neck into a bloody trail across the sky, it falls into the drink.
Beautiful.
Huh. It was
don't
an actual
babbling.
yak.
Yeah, it was
I'm
Anybody know
going
how to steer a
to
boat?
yell babble as I make my way around towards Mr. Marengoff. And yeah, that'll be the end of my turn. Vice.
Yeah. I don't like that he teleported very far away from me. That's not fun.
Guys, I think the skeleton guy was just. I think he's all right. I think he's kind of just trying to do his business, you know.
Mind? Um,
What are we doing at this point?
Vice is trying to figure that out.
yeah, I'm
Oh.
sorry.
We are
I'm a
petting
tad
cats.
bit distracted.
Petting cats, tossing groceries. I mean, we're doing a whole bunch of stuff on this stream today.
Yodeling groceries.
Excuse you. Not
Yodeling
tossing.
groceries. Sorry,
yodeling.
yodeling groceries. Which sounds so suggestive.
What?
It does, doesn't it? Like
Yeah.
somehow, it does.
I don't know how,
Not
but
like
it does.
sexually suggestive, but suggestive.
I will be right back.
He's got to go yodel some groceries.
Gross.
I'm gonna cast a second level guiding bolt at the boatman.
You have no line of
Stop it.
sight through the wall.
God damn it! Sorry again. Slightly distracted. In that case, I will shoot it at the ox.
Oh, that poor ox.
Guiding
You
bolt.
need to calm down.
Guiding bolt.
Ollie, Ollie,
Got
nice and free.
Guiding bolt. Up the butt.
I don't hit it. I take it.
I think a 10 actually does hit it. Yeah, it does.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Nice.
And you all but cave in the ox's skull.
Ah!
And it
Link!
responds with...
Sorry, my cat just decided I didn't need eardrums. Okay. In that case, I'm gonna... I can get my... I can't control my weapon. Alrighty.
Oh,
I
sorry,
was-
hold on.
Gonna move it towards the cabin.
Try now.
Is... That's it. About all I can do.
Thought it could
Actually,
move
wait.
30 feet.
No, it can only move 20.
Oof.
But I can actually make it to here, so I'll be there. And yeah, that'll be my turn.
Rousey's still stunned.
Razi's still stunned.
Somebody get Rousey out of stun.
I tried.
By hurling her as a projectile.
I mean, what better way, really?
Nobody else tried anything.
That's true.
When my turn comes back around, I'll take care of you.
I was just trying to be supportive of Ned's efforts.
Alright. Bonus action, I'm going to cast Misty Step. Transport myself 30 feet to here.
Okay.
And I'm going to use my movement to move around Vargas to get to Myrnoloth. Smack, smack. 18 to hit.
You cut the Morenoloff in half at the waist.
Alright, I'll go back out here. And... Is shove technically an attack?
Yes.
Alright, I'm going to...
At this point, the ox looks very confused. And he's looking around at everybody, and you can tell this is just now a terrified animal.
Alright,
Francis, don't waste the food. We can eat it later.
I reach into my pocket and pull out half a ration and hold it out to the ox in front of him and try to reach over and pet his head.
Roll me an animal handling.
Oh, this is going to go wonderfully. 7.
Does a 22 hit you, Francis?
Yeah.
The yak rams you. Oh, wait, no. That's the ox. Sorry.
Does a 22 hit me?
That's
Yes,
the
a
right
22 hits me.
damage. It's 7
Alright, so-
piercing damage as the ox levels one of its horns at you and smacks you straight in the gullet with the point of the horn. I'm going to say that shoves you back a little bit and it jostles you into Razi. Razi, roll me a charisma saving throw, please.
You get +3.
Oh. Dang.
I'm
Razi's
just chilling, guys. It's fine. It's fine.
taking naps.
I try to grab the ox by the head and smash it into the ground, and sit on top of it to keep it down.
Okay, that'll be a contested strength. Number to beat is 23.
I can't beat it even if I try. 5.
You
I'm gonna say
matched
the
its
ox,
low roll.
shoves you backward a little.
Ned, little help here. I'll reach over and I'll smack Rozzy.
If no one else is gonna, I'll take it as well.
Are we in or
That is
out of
not quite
combat?
enough. You're out of combat. You're now just
Oh.
standing around with a very frightened ox with its skull almost caved in from your guiding bolt.
Trying to slap Rozzy to her senses.
I'll sacred flame it.
Did you just swing
Ooh.
your battle axe at me, Vargas?
Nope, not at you.
Yeah, I think the battle axe went off first, right? So
Yeah.
12 hits, let's resolve the damage. I assume you were two-handing it?
Yep.
Okay, so it's not quite dead. It's now on its last legs, and it has to make a dexterity saving throw.
Shit.
Now this thing is frantic and very frightened, and it's going to charge.
Charge who?
So, Francis, you're the only one who's going to be able to resist.
Well, is he trying to also hit Rozzy?
He's trying to push you both over, but Rozzy is still stunned.
Okay, because if he's trying to hit Rozzy, I would use a sentinel attack to hit him.
Alright. Just don't miss. That's a hit. And like the matadors of old, you skewer this poor ox, and it dies very badly and very messily on the aft of the ship.
You probably don't want to see this part.
Well, actually, we wouldn't understand you yet because you're still not speaking a language we can understand.
I just yell at you guys and then start trying to butcher this thing.
Vice is gonna run to the front of the ship and vomit off.
I would imagine.
Where'd
I
the
would
bone
imagine-
guy go? He was pretty cool.
I would imagine that we're all lining up in front of Rozzy and each smacking her like that scene in Airplane where you're trying to talk the sense into the guy, and she gets to just keep making charisma saving throws until she succeeds.
Everyone's taking turns slapping her, the stewardesses, the nuns.
You start jive talking her. Actually, Vargas is the one who's jive talking right now.
All right.
Go up
So
and pat me on the back as I'm vomiting.
Law of averages says that you'd probably need to roll another 4 or 5 saving throws for that to happen. So let's just say that happens, and after a few shakes and slaps, finally, or you can just roll them all and keep failing. That's fine.
I was just being a smartass. Yeah, let's just go ahead.
No, you're gonna be a wise ass. You're still
1,
stunned.
2, 3, 4, 5.
What's the DC on this?
I'd set it for 17 because this is the Styx water.
Okay, so you would have
You
to
guys want to
roll.
see how many times you have to slap me before it wakes me up?
Yes.
Kind of, yeah.
Nope. You get +3 to this. There it is.
So close.
Plus 3 to the 15 gets me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that'll do it.
Oh.
Nice.
Only
How many saving throws did you make in total? How many times did you get slapped and thrown around?
no, it's
It's gotta
had
7
to be
there at
10.
the
At
end.
least.
It had to be 10.
It was 7 at the end. I don't know how many she made before that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Wow. So you just come back, your cheeks are just
We're
bright
good.
red.
Yeah, just
I don't quite realize in time, and I smack you one more time for good luck.
I'd
You
like
I
to
come
definitely
to
have
from
back.
Styx water and we're
a
both concussed.
hand-shaped red print across your face.
I'd like to smack Francis back. Please.
Yeah, I could have told you that was coming.
Go ahead.
Hold on, unarmed strike.
You miss.
Miss?
Yep.
Damn.
I catch your arm
could
as you try.
again.
No.
I catch your arm as you try to go, and he goes, "All right, all right, all right. We're cool."
All right, this bone guy was pretty cool, and I think he was doing this, and I'm going to try to steer the boat.
Ned.
Who let Ned steer the boat?
Ned,
Unfortunately, it
please.
has become just a normal oar again, although it does reach the water. However, it's just now time for our second regularly scheduled break of the evening. It's 7:58 out here on the West Coast. 10:58 for all of you East Coasters. We'll be back in 10 minutes. We have returned. And now for the sighting conclusion of tonight's episode. Right around this time, Ned shrinks back down to normal size. Lulu is still laying on one of the benches crying.
Normal.
Vice is puking over the edge. Rozzy got slapped 11 times in the face and is now conscious and cogent again. And Vargas is chopping up a dead yak.
While babbling.
I'm gonna attempt to figure out the boat.
Seeing what Vargas is doing, and as I am chef, I'm gonna join him and start making sure the meats are packaged properly. Salted and all that.
Okie dokie.
I'll make my way towards the front and look over the edge at the chains. Does it look like they're stopping us from moving forward?
It does not. The chains are submerged. They're like way below the water.
I'll be with Francis, and so how do you think we should? You think we can keep going? Do we need the skeleton guy to guide the boat, or do you think we can do it?
I mean, there's only one way to find out. We're kind of stuck here in the middle.
Vargas.
It is just a boat now, so yes,
We're
we
not gonna
could
let
theoretically do it ourselves. It would just take a long time.
I mean, only one way to find out. Who wants to take the first cut at it?
Not Ned and
This-
Frankie.
This oar is nowhere near as long as the boatman's oar. Do we have anything else to pedal the boat with?
And somebody propel it with magic.
Can heal the boat.
I mean, I can try to paddle the boat with this little thing.
You said the oar still reaches the water, right?
It does.
I mean, give it a shot, see how it works.
I will do the best I can.
Okay, why don't you give me an athletics?
Athletics. Not too shabby.
You succeed in moving the boat about that far.
Okay,
This
so
story-
I did really, really well, and I only moved the boat.
How
a
many oars are
smidgen.
there?
There is the one,
Oh,
and it is very narrow. Its paddle is not very wide.
what's this thing around the boat? Are we stuck on something?
No, there's a chain that's kind of submerged.
All right, I will suggest that we move the boat to the shore, the side that we're going to.
Have we
And we
searched the
get
body
off.
of the boatman? Can we do that?
Sure. But
Maybe,
all you find is a key.
Can I investigate the key?
You think that it probably fits that huge lock on the front of the boathouse door.
I'm gonna try it.
It's unlocked now because it was opened when the yak and the ox came out. But you can use
Damn
it to
it.
lock it again.
Yeah, sure. This is my boat now.
I am decapitated now. Does it seem like the oar has any abilities that if you were to spend some time studying it and getting acquainted with it, it might still have that enlarge ability?
Maybe if you were a Morenoloth.
Okay. Well, shit. How close are we to the other side?
Well, each one of those squares is about 5 feet.
Like to the other side of the bank.
There's actually, this is kind of like a narrow point in between the banks. beyond here and behind you, the river is wider.
Can we climb the chain?
I have a suggestion.
It's a little far. You may dip into the water. So
Yeah, it might be
Well,
best
that
just
is-
to rotate the
into the
boat.
water.
Just spin it.
Yeah,
Get
I
it.
was gonna suggest, what if we just turn the boat sideways and then we have a bridge?
can certainly try.
Yeah, let's give it a shot.
Okay, how do you intend to turn the boat then?
Exactly.
All you have to do is paddle on one side.
One direction on one side and the opposite direction on the other.
Okay, I've got it.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna tie a rope to a javelin, and I'm gonna
Gone kayaking before.
lodge the javelin at something on one side of the bank. And then we're all gonna pull from the front or back of the boat. And it'll move the boat.
Could work. Why don't you make an attack roll with the javelin?
24.
We'll say that it lodges itself snugly in between the bedrock and the chain fastening.
Alright, everybody grab on.
I'm gonna cradle Lulu. Like a cat over my shoulder, I guess.
When you go to pick her up, she looks at you with the big, like overly large anime eyes, and she says to you, "This is how I
Desu.
lost my memory."
No.
Oh, the fucking river. Oh, great. Oh, good.
Oh,
I pull as hard as I can.
Are we all holding onto the rope?
Yeah.
Yep.
Everybody who wants to pull, roll me in athletics, please.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to help much.
Everybody needs to pull.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Ooh.
Everybody.
Vargas is just not pulling.
Yeah, no,
Vargas.
like he's still butchering.
Get off your ass. Come on.
I think I locked Vargas in the cabin.
That
Alright,
would be
bet.
on the other side of the door from the butchering. So
He's trying to do it through the
he's
window.
just sitting inside the boathouse with the locked door, babbling to himself.
About meats.
You can come out when you start making sense again.
To which he babbles something about Wagyu cuts.
A5. Definitely A5.
Garoni.
Alright, without Vargas pulling, it takes a little bit longer, and I'm going to rotate the boat a little bit here, but that's going to put everybody, like, hovering over the water, okay? So don't get freaked out. You're not falling into the drink. How do you rotate tokens?
If you click on it, there should be a little like pull thing that sticks out the top.
Oh, that's right.
A little spoke.
Yeah, it's
Some
blue.
MSP shit.
Ah!
So you guys were about here.
Oh, you said don't freak out.
Oh, don't
By
freak
now,
That was
out.
such a well-timed scream.
From there,
So now we're.
the
How
boat
high up
bunches
is this
up
cliff
against
right
the
here?
chain. Oh, it's not much higher than the chain.
Like above the level where we are now.
What side are we reaching for?
It's maybe like a couple feet below
Can't
you.
hear you again.
Sorry. It's the chain is maybe a couple of feet below the deck, and then where the chain is fastened, into the rock, it's maybe another foot or two below the edge of the cliff.
But which side are we going for?
Well, to the west is back towards El Turel. Towards the east is towards the junkyard.
Yeah, that's the way.
Then why
So
would we have pulled
this-
the boat in that direction?
This cliff right here, is it about eye level or below us?
It's about eye level. Actually, it's a little below eye level. It's maybe like knee level, thigh level.
And what's the rule on jumping distance?
It's your strength score. Otherwise, you got to take a running start and make a roll. But
I'd like to argue that we would have pulled the boat in the opposite direction.
Give me 1 second.
Why would you pull the boat in the opposite direction?
Because if we're swinging the back end of the boat towards one side or the other, we would have chosen the other cliff because that's more likely to get us the side of the boat lined up with the shape of that cliff so that we would have more chances to get some leverage to climb up.
You can't get all the way up to the cliff because the chain is in the way. It's very, very heavy and made out of infernal iron.
Is it possible to get the boat perpendicular in
No.
this situation?
You can't rotate the boat any further. You could rotate it the other way if you want to spend all that time trying to refasten another line and rotate the boat.
I was just arguing that I would have swung it the other direction in the first place.
So then you were going to try to jump from that ramshackle thing on the back?
No, I just think it would. No, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, there's no access to the bows in there.
I mean, I could Misty Step across here and get up on the ledge. You toss me another rope, I can try to pull from there as well.
I mean, I don't know that you need another rope. You'll probably pull the same one.
Yeah, if we try pulling the rope again, can we try to rotate it some more?
How far we
No.
can jump?
You can't rotate the boat anymore because it's running now into the giant infernal chain.
What's the rule on how far we can jump?
It's your strength score, unless you want to take a running start and then make a roll for it. But if you fail, you could fall into the river Styx.
Okay.
So we
Got it.
can't rotate it anymore, but we can. Can we pull it any closer? That's
No, it's right up against the chain. The chain is right up against the side of the boat.
Couldn't we just climb the chain onto the shore then?
Ding, ding, ding.
Oh, right, Occam's razor. Yeah. Okay, fine.
Well,
Whatever, I guess.
Ned's gonna jump the 15 foot because he's got a higher strength. Okay.
Vice is gonna walk the chain. Which sounds metal.
Walk the chain.
Fuck!
I want to say that because that's not a straight 15-foot line, and there's also a cliff, that you'd still have to roll for it.
Okay.
So, maybe you just want to climb the chain, Ned?
All right, whatever's easier.
Yeah, don't fall into the river Styx.
I like the river Styx.
The charm spell's worn off, by the way.
I'll come over here and I'll break open the door. Vargas, come on, let's go.
Okay, just for hilarity's sake, because it's locked, what do you do to try to open the door? You're just gonna kick it open?
Yeah.
The key! Just
Okay.
ask for the key!
Let's
You're already across the chain.
let's have you roll an athletics, I guess, to try to bust the door open.
Sure. How's a 15?
That wasn't very interesting. Yeah, okay, the door comes off its hinges.
So boring.
It's really
As I
hard
do
to
that,
open
one
I like-
place that I had in hell
I
that had
swipe
any
my
amount of
hair back.
privacy.
I kick open the door, I swipe my hair back, and I put my hands on my hips like I'm a hero. I go, Vargas, come on, let's go. And I smack him across the face.
Come, Vargas.
Can I throw the key at the back of his head?
Yes.
Cool.
I deflect it with my shield into the water.
No, I think it bounces off the back of your helmet because it couldn't have done any damage.
That's true. I smack Vargas across the face and say, come on, let's go.
Nah.
When the
Just
key
like
hits his
paints-
helmet, can it make like a belding noise?
Definitely.
Fuck yeah.
With the blood of this ox, I just painted a little bit across the face. Both hands are drenched. I'm just fucking laughing.
Well, you got slapped, so you can make a charisma save.
You spent like 2 minutes alone in the cabin, and you went full Lord of the Flies.
Piggy.
I'm having fun with it.
And you get plus. Oh, you kidding me?
Now I'm going to be taking the dodge action as I move around.
I've never seen so many 0 charisma saves in my life.
It's the most beautiful rolls.
And I'll hop down on the chain and follow him across.
All right. As you're all ambling up the chain, you hear a very strange sound. It sounds like skittering, but also like mist kind of seeping through a crack, like a faint hiss. And a very ugly creature ambles up onto the cliff behind you. If I can find it. There we
Didn't
go.
talk about Vargas that way.
What the?
If you can't find it, we don't have to fight anything.
Naparibu?
Oh God!
It has its eyes and its mouth shown together, and otherwise it looks like a big, amorphous, fat blob. You can barely
Looks-
make out that it has hands and feet.
Looks like Rudy Giuliani.
A little bit. A little bit.
Didn't understand that joke.
You don't know who Rudy Giuliani is?
No, I'm sorry.
He's fat and ugly.
Looks a little
He's
bit
also
like
kind of a
Jabba the Hutt.
God damn.
All right, at that point, I'm sure everybody can probably guess what time it is.
Initiative.
Big time.
Roll initiative.
Time.
Oh shit! Hold on, wait. Oh no, it should just overwrite everyone's initiative, right?
I don't know what
I did,
time it
yeah.
is.
Okay, so just go ahead and roll. It should overwrite everything, I think.
Oh!
Oh my goodness.
Did okay.
Ned.
Nat
Yes.
one.
Who are we waiting on? Frankie?
Yeah, sorry, I was looking up a picture of Rudy Giuliani. Nat 2.
Everything's going so well.
Just impressive at this point.
Des, if you look in the Elf Song Tavern chat, you'll see a picture of Rudy Giuliani for you.
All right.
Looks like he's melting.
Basically, yes. All right, we're going to start at the top of the round, and Vice, however, because you're starting first, you get to deal with this first. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw as this nasty black cloud of flies and locusts and centipedes crawling all over the ground kind of cover you.
Ugh. Look at her screaming eyes.
You
Cut it
manage to
out.
brush them off, however, with little effort.
Ugh.
I
Can we have
packed
the
a bug
turn order
spray.
back?
Oh, shoot.
Thank
Naparibo.
I packed a tick repellent, and that's how I got rid of it.
In any case, it's still your turn.
Yep. It would not be wise of me to just run at this thing with spirit guardians up, would it?
It'll be better for later with more than one thing.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with a little full send.
Uh,
Remember, this campaign is about resource conservation.
Ken said there is something wrong with a little full send.
Yeah.
I've been redacted.
Does this thing look particularly speedy?
Not at all. It is
Great.
lethargic.
Sacred Flame.
Okay. You burn its flesh, and about half of its fat melts off.
Barbecue.
And it smells really gross.
Barbecue.
Like the opposite of barbecue, like the opposite of making bacon. Whatever that is.
Making salad.
I think that would
Bacon
smell a
making
lot
you.
better than this.
No, you put bacon in salad. It happens. Doesn't work.
There's no opposite of making bacon.
Tofu, maybe?
Hmm.
It's like frying tofu.
Yodeling groceries.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, like that. Smells really
That's a good default.
Will you be doing anything else on your turn?
I am going to move closer into the center of the group.
Okay.
Okay. Con save?
Yes.
+3.
That makes it 11, so you don't take the damage.
Okay. Goody. Thank you. Francis. Gonna swing my axe at this guy.
Pop, pop, it's showtime.
10?
That does not hit. The blow gets absorbed into its fat folds. That, however, the second strike pierces all the way through to its spine. And
10.
that is enough that you lop it in half. And as you do so, it melts into a disgusting pool of fat and ichor. And it smells
Gross.
really bad.
I'd like to reach over and wipe my great axe on Francis's pants.
At that point, you look up, and you can see coming down the shore is a black cloud. Maybe the one that you saw earlier.
Does it maybe look like bugs?
Yeah, now you know what the cloud is. Just, you get little wisps of pink flesh in between the clouds somewhere sometimes. But otherwise it just looks like a black cloud that's hovering low off the ground.
Terrifying.
I think we should hightail it towards the
Let's
junkyard.
avoid that.
This cloud looks to be at least several hundred feet wide.
Is it coming for us? Is that what you're telling us?
It is slowly moving towards you, yes.
Can we get away from it?
I don't think I have enough bug spray.
Let's try to outrun
cloud
it.
is to your north. You want to head almost due east at this point to get to the junkyard.
Okay, so we head
Yeah.
straight east.
Let's do it.
You head eastward, and it feels like you're gaining some distance away from this cloud. How fast do you move?
As fast as we can. I can give Vice a piggyback ride if her movement speed is lower than everyone else's. Because mine's higher than everyone else's.
It'd be
Okay.
much appreciated.
So you made it all the way to about here, where you crossed the river, and you made it about here. You're now heading towards the junkyard. You make it another couple of miles, and you're now exhausted. You need to stop and rest.
How
Otherwise,
close?
you're going to take a level of exhaustion.
How close is the black cloud?
Maybe a mile behind?
So if we stop moving, it's going to catch us. If we don't stop moving, we catch a level of exhaustion each.
Something like that.
Okay, we're going to have to
Guess
just
it's
keep
time.
going.
Yep, time for some exhaustion. Yeah.
All right. Exhaustion sucks.
Oof.
does. It's like the game's worst debuff. Okay, I need everybody who's still continuing to travel to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Question. Because I am on Razi's back,
Because you're on Razi's back, Razi can just roll with disadvantage and you don't have to roll.
shit!
So,
No, don't do that.
9, so...
Everyone gets +3 to the roll, by the way.
You get +3.
Okay, well, 9,
Shit.
12.
Everybody but you gets a plus to the roll, right, Francis?
Mine's already factored in.
Oof.
Razi, are you carrying Vice?
Yes.
Okay, then you need to roll with disadvantage, please.
I did. I
She-
rolled
You did.
2. My
Okay, I see it, I see
disadvantage
it.
is a 9, and then my +3, I'm at
Actually,
12.
Vargas also fails, right? So it looks like the only people who actually failed are Francis and Vargas. You both take 1 level of exhaustion. You trudge on, begrudgingly. You're not happy about this heat permeating through every fiber of your being. But within about another hour or so, you come upon this.
Is that made out of bone?
A fortified compound sits atop a low plateau that rises out of a crater-pocked landscape. At the center of the compound is a hill of rust-colored stone that resembles a hand clawing out of the ground with gaps between the fingers. A jagged wall made of rock bones and metal debris surrounds this hand-shaped hill. Other highlights visible from this distance include a gatehouse, atop which stands a half-dozen small figures on watch. The figures sort of look like this. You can all very clearly see that they're wearing red hoods.
So we have some angry elves.
Or something.
Red caps.
Well, we could try go around them, but let's go over one of these walls.
Lulu, is this the right place?
She looks over and says, "This is the place."
Do
I'm
you
sure those
know
bird people are here.
what were their
Can you
names
get 'em?
again?
Chukka and Clonk.
Can you get them?
What do you want me to do?
Okay, so if resource conservation is a goal, then we probably want to try to avoid the evil Keeblers.
They're standing on the wall in front of the junkyard.
Mhm. There's no way we're all sneaking past them. No way. Alright, guess we gotta kill him.
Lulu, do you know who these things are that are on the walls?
She just shrugs.
When you came here with Chukka and Clonk, or Clucka and Chonk, what is it?
Chukka and Clonk.
Chukka and Clonk. When you came here with them too, Chunky Butt and Cluck Cluck, did they just fly you in, or did you come through the front door here? Like, what was going on?
No, they're like crow people. They don't fly.
Crow people, that sounds cool.
Yeah, they don't talk. Normally, they can only talk like by listening to other people talk, and they mimic their sounds.
Isn't that how everyone learns to talk?
No, but they can only make exactly other people's sounds. They can't generate their own sentences.
Creepy.
Looking around, does there appear to be any breaks in the wall that we could try to exploit to get in?
Negative. It is a fortress. There are other lookout posts around the wall at other places, atop which there are standing red caps also.
Well-
And the longer you delay, the closer that black cloud gets.
Okay, we're going to the gatehouse. Pretty cool.
Yeah, let's go to the gatehouse.
All right. You approach the gatehouse, atop which there are 6 of these red-hooded figures. And as you get close, one of the creatures yells down, "Hey, you down there, don't go any further."
I
What's the
beg your pardon. We've come a long way to get here. My friend Lulu here.
They look at each other and they start talking, and then one yells at you, "That's not the password. What's the password?"
We're here to see Chukka and Clonk.
They look at each other, and the same one yells down at you, "That's not the password."
Can
And they
someone
start
just
to
give them
turn
a
on either
password?
side of the gatehouse. There are these huge flamethrowers, and they start to level them at
Oh
you.
shit!
Whoa! Red caps. People with red caps on. I will arm wrestle you for the password.
They look at each other and they mumble, and the first one says, "That's not the password either." And then
Is the
another
password?
red cap scrambles up onto the wall behind them and smacks the other red cap in the back of the head, such that his cap comes off. And he says, "We don't have a password." And they all look at each other and they start laughing.
Yeah, you don't have a password. You dummies.
After that, they all fall over in peals of mirth. After a few moments, they pick themselves back up and say, "Ah, you guys better not just stand around there looking like idiots. Come on inside." At which point, this huge metal wall in front of you, this spined, serrated, spiked metal wall, rumbles and starts to sink into the ground. And
I'm
for
really glad I
continuity,
didn't
I
say-
think that's where we're going to leave it for the evening.
All right.
I
I'm
like you
glad I didn't
guys.
say that
Is
the
this-
password is
Cliffhanger.
Fireball.
Is this
You
hospitality
guys-
in Avernus?
I
that was
like
Weird.
I like these guys.
Oh boy. Let's see if you guys still feel the same about them next week.
All right.
Cliffhanger.
I'd like to hear. Gonna
In
chop
any
off
case,
little-
that'll do
Keebler.
it for us for the evening. Thanks everybody for watching. We are Crit Cats. This is our descent into Avernus, and we'll be back next Monday. But before then, you can check out our previous episodes of this campaign and a few others on our YouTube channel. You can also catch us on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, somewhere else,
Thank you.
Reddit.
Facebook.
And if you look in Twitch chat right now, you can get the invite to our Discord server and come out and play some games with us.
Just a second, buddy.
We are Crit Cats.
2001.
We'll see you next week. Crit Cats out.
Bye.